Last week, it was all about close finishes, and both the Hawks and the Rams were on the wrong end. Tonight, it's about redemption as the Hawks and the Rams go into battle. No mai, hera mai, hello and welcome to Thursday Night Hoops in the Sal's NBL. Justin Nelson with you, sitting right alongside me, former Tall Black, former Turatara star, and just an all-round good bloke. Brooke Rusco, good evening.
Stop it, good evening. Yeah, you're so right. Both these teams coming off big losses, and before that game you probably would have called them shock losses. So I'm excited for this game tonight, both with points to prove and time to show off and show out.
No doubt about that. The Hawks on their home deck. There's Ethan Rusbatch, the ladder as it stands heading into round 3. Hawks second position with that one loss. What a thriller it was against the Airs. More on that soon. And if we move a little bit further south, we catch up with the Rams in 5th position. They too had a narrow loss. The Jets, the high-flying Jets last week.
Yeah, and they look promising. They look really, really good. They look exciting out there. And obviously, this is a very early stage of the season, but it's such a short and condensed season that you don't want to find yourself losing some of these ones really, really early, and especially losing them at home. So you've got to take care of the home court. And the Saints and the Giants, you know, lacking at the moment, but look for them to turn that around.
Home of the Sal's NBL right here on Sky Sport. All 95 games coming your way in 2023. Here's what is ahead of us in this third round. Sharks and the Tuatara tomorrow night. Of course, the Aucklanders on the road for a couple, as are the Rams. They take on the Bulls Saturday. That game at Pullman Arena, by the way, not at the Stockyard. Take note of that. And then Saturday night, the Airs for their first home game. Big crowd expected when they host the Nuggets. And I can tell you on Sunday, another doubleheader, Jets and Giants from 4 p.m. Saints and Tuatara, huge game in the capital on Sunday night from 6. That game also live and free across the nation on Prime. Well, the Rams, that shock loss last week to the Jets, who were up and about. They go in with Britt, Walter Brown, Tevin Brown. Max Darling moves into the starting lineup, and Ty Wynyard coming off a monster game.
Yeah, monster game. Career high for Ty. He dropped 35 in his last outing. He's looking skinny. He's looking sprightly. He's getting up and down the court, looking like Ty of old. So it's great to see him back. And Troy Baxter Jr., surprising for me coming off the bench, but what a punch to have off the bench.
Absolutely. Had 20 in that game last week, Troy Baxter Jr. Judd Flavel, he would have weaved his magic and done some work during the week with this team. Let's catch up with the Rams coach now.
Here with Judd Flavel, coach of the Rams. Welcome to Hawke's Bay. Off the back of a tough loss, 90-86 against the Jets, Ty Wynyard, the kind of star of the game, I suppose, your MVP. You'll be looking to utilise him a bit more tonight?
Yeah, it was a game that we really able to establish him down low, and yeah, I mean, we'll try to do the same thing again tonight. But I mean, you know, once we kind of, I guess, target that, I mean, you know, it'll be up to the defense to decide how they want to react to that. And we've got shooters out on the outside, so but yeah, you know, establishing Ty nice and early would be great.
Hawks have got a strong lineup, but so too have you. How are you feeling about the new players that are coming to the team this year?
Yeah, like the imports have been great. I mean, it's you know, we're still finding our way together, and like we've been together just over 2 weeks, so yeah, really looking forward to this challenge here, which presents a new challenge with the Hawks. But for what we've got and what we were looking for, like, you know, really liked our core Kiwi guys, really young, exciting futures, and yeah, the imports have been really great.
Judd, early days in the season, you've got plenty left to go. Good luck tonight.
All right, cheers, thank you.
One of the best in the coaching caper, Judd Flavel. The Hawks, they come in off that thrilling loss last week. Kenny, Nartai, Rusbatch, Hunt and Harris, they are unchanged, and they will be out for revenge tonight, Brooke.
Yeah, they've got an abundance of tall blacks out there, and a time for them to show their class right now. Class is permanent, so you know, expect them to get going nice and early. Jared Kenny to lead the ship, and like Sir Jordan, Nartai, Ethan and Hiram Harris to really get out there and stamp their mark early.
Everard Bartlett on debut had a dream start in round 1 with 2 wins on the road. Can they bounce back tonight? Let's catch up with the Hawks coach.
Coach of the Taylor Hawks, Everard Bartlett. Bit of a tough loss at home. It must have been a bit rough letting the boys lose here at home by such a slim margin.
Look, I mean, yeah, I mean, to lose like that obviously is heartbreaking, but there's been some valuable lessons from that loss. We shouldn't have been in that position in that first place, I believe. So this is going to be a big game for us to see how they return and see if they apply what we've worked on.
It's early days in the season so far. How are you finding the players are gelling?
This group's been together for a while. The pieces that we brought in, Natai, Denham, Josh, they've fit in really well. So, you know, we're fine. You know, it's just a matter of getting a bit of rust off their gameplay and getting into a rhythm.
Changing the plan from your last game, or are we looking for much more of the same?
I mean, every team requires a bit of a change up in their plans. They have some great pieces. We know about the dangers, so it's about taking care of that.
Awesome, mate. Looking forward to the game. Best of luck.
Thanks a lot. Cheers.
Well, no doubt one big change the Hawks are looking for tonight is to be on the right side of the ledger. You were a big part of that game last week, Brooke, and it was an absolute thriller. Head-to-head tonight with thanks to TAB, Natai and Wynyard, the leading scorers for these two teams. Ty Wynyard, 6th in the league at the moment. Points per game, not too much between them. Turnover margin, well, in particular, the Hawks need to look after the pill.
Yeah, you're so right. They do need to look after the ball. It's been a part of their DNA over the last few years, but that's because they play at such a pace. So you have to expect them to turn over the ball a fair bit, but they will understand that, hey, we need to look after the ball. We need to protect the ball. And I love that Jordan Natai's back out there scoring, and Ty Wynyard. You know, we haven't seen these guys score these huge numbers for a few years now. We know what they're capable of doing. If they can maintain this, they can keep this up, it's going to go a long way to helping both these teams win this year.
And one upside for the Hawks is definitely their ability to take rebounds. The officials tonight, Melanie O'Connor, Brad Clive and Sasha Nicholson. Just before we head to tip-off, you were a part of that big game last Saturday night, and there's been a lot talked about during the week. What I want to talk about, two things. Number one, the Airs turnaround from Friday night to Saturday night was quite amazing, and the heads-up smart play of Anzac Rossetto in mid-air taking a rebound to call a Sky City player timeout.
Well, let's start with that. It just shows the impact. If you can nail this player's timeout, it can make such an impact on the game. So far, that they won the game. Smart play from Anzac, but also their turnaround to lose by 25 points, come back down here, and to show up. It would be so easy for them to get on the road. We'll go through the paces. We'll see how we go on this game. No, they showed up. They fought from the start. They were aggressive. They got their guys going left who like to go left. They got Anzac Rossetto going nice and early in the paint, banging big bodies. And, you know, expect Ty Wynyard tonight to do the same thing, make his presence felt nice and early. He's a big boy out there. But expect the Hawks to bounce back too. They'll have a little fire in their belly at the moment. You know, they're on their home court. It was a buzzer beater to lose the game. There's been a lot of talk about the 0.5 seconds, but you can't put yourself in that position as well. And look for Jordan Hunt to really step up tonight. You know, he had a chance to ice the game at the free throw line and, you know, missed a couple of them. So a bounce back game for him and look for him to get going.
Good news in the Sal's NBL year on year, round 2, compared with 2022 crowds across the league up 57%.
Wow. And so it should. The body of work that these boys are putting in at the moment, the level that they're playing, the standard that they're playing, and you look at this team alone, they don't have imports. So this Hawks team is literally doing it on their own on the back of local talent, Kiwi boys. They start 5 Tall Blacks. It's a beautiful thing to watch, and, you know, they're going to have some imports coming in very, very shortly. But the product out there from top to bottom, we've seen it. Most games are competitive. League's in a really good spot.
They do have 6'8" power forward Ira Lee on the way, the Hawks. No doubt we'll talk more about him in the weeks ahead. But I just want to preface his arrival by saying his father, Zeph Lee, was a running back in the NFL for the LA Raiders and Denver Broncos. So look out.
Good stock. And that's what they need. They need a little burly, little strength, someone with a little booty at the back there.
Don't get in his way, man.
Don't get in his way. Hold the paint down, protect home base, and then let your boys get out and run. So he's going to be a big part of this team once he gets in, and probably exactly what the doctor ordered. And I think Everard Bartlett would just be Coach Everard Bartlett. We're chomping at the bit to get him out there.
Bulls in white, Hawks in black. The Bulls, of course, have another fixture ahead of them on Saturday when they take on the Bulls. And how good were the Bulls in round 2? A couple of big scalps for them. We're just about set to go. Thursday night hoops in the Sal's NBL. Sit back and enjoy right here on Sky Sport. The Rams to get us underway with the opening possession. What a matchup this is. Taylor Britt and Jared Kenny. Tevin Brown, quite last week, good in round 1. Straight into big Ty Wynyard. Draws the foul. He's off to the TAB. Dream start for the Rams.
Dream start. Just how they draw it up. Got it to one side. Cross screen for Ty and just let him go to work. Let him find his pace. Let him find his feet nice and early after coming off the back of 35 points. He's in fine form. Looks in shape. Let him bang down there, and, you know, the positive of that, picks up a nice early foul. on Jordan Hunt.
And he'll be happy with the conversion from the TAB. He's only been 40% so far this season from the stripe, so good start for him. Rams with the opening 3 points of this one, and a little bit of pressure up the floor here. Walter Brown picking up the crafty 37-year-old Jared Kenny. By the way, Walter Brown's 19. He wasn't born when Jared Kenny debuted in the Cells NBL.
Oh, there's a few.
Here's Hiram Harris. Just scoops it off, looking for Jordan Hunt. He can't keep that in play. How important is Hiram Harris tonight?
So important. And we saw it in the second half of the last game. He really stepped up and took over their game. Their pace was good. He was rebounding quickly. He was getting out and running. So he needs to get going nice and early. But the pressure that they applied right there is just going to go a long way to helping this Rams team win as well. It just slows down the pace of the game. They get into the offense around that 14-second mark, so look for them to continue that. As they run the exact same play.
Again, Brown straight into Wynyard, backing down Harris, spins back to the basket off the glass, and the Rams have shown their hand early in this one, and it's a good hand.
Barbecue chicken. It's good. Strong down there. And just keep going to him.
Kenny searching. He'll go up, he'll go in, and he is off to the TAB tonight.
And you just kind of have to pick your poison. They're doing a great job at the moment of finding Ty Wynyard and isolating him on the post. Down the other end, when Hiram Harris gets it, look for him to get out in transition, play at his strengths. The exact same thing right there with Jared Kenny. Took his time, probed off that on ball, saw a little space, and once Jared Kenny gets that shoulder down and can finish with the right, he's been doing it for years. He's so tough.
A veteran of 70 Tall Blacks appearances, Jared Kenny, and has the extra role this season. We've spoken about it a fair bit, but if you haven't heard, he's also general manager of the Taylor Hawks. Oh, some happy feet there from Walter Brown. He gets to the basket. No, he doesn't. Jordan Hunt slaps it away.
And I would like to see him go to the exact same play.
Harris quickly down the floor, inside, outside ball. Natai swings it on. Kenny for three, back of the iron. Will it drop? No, it won't.
We saw the initial action there from Hiram Harris. Saw Ty Wynyard on the three-point line, attack quickly, and you want Jordan Natai to shoot that one.
Here's Wynyard, some space inside, tries to create a little bit more. Foul is called on Hiram Harris, stumbling backwards. His first. Thumbs up. Mind you, 120 kilos of big Ty Wynyard coming at you. And you can see the reaction there from Harris. Rams ball out by 3. Here's Britt. He draws the foul, and he'll get off to the line as well. So some early foul trouble here for the Hawks.
Yeah, great start. If you're a part of this Rams team. I thought they would go back to the well a little bit more. You know, Ty Wynyard came out, he's got 5 points, a couple buckets on the post. Pick up another foul on Hiram Harris. Pick up another foul on Jordan Hunt. We've talked about it during the first couple games with this Hawks team. If they're thin anywhere, might be with the bigs and it might be on the bench. So if you can have Ty Wynyard playing against someone that's not your Hiram Harris's or your Jordan Hunts and they're mismatching somewhere, it opens everyone else up. But they started very well.
Given how many or how prolific Taylor Britt is driving the basket, it's just his 4th shot from the foul line so far this season. He's 4 of 4. Harris responds at the other end with 2 off the glass.
Just looks strong. He knows what he's doing in transition.
Speaking of strong, Max Darling. Now he's drawn another foul here, big Max Darling, and I think that might be Jordan Hunt's 2nd.
Just a quick game. Staying aggressive, making the refs make these calls, and Denham Brook is a huge pickup for this Hawks team. You see Dorone Roka will come in as well, but huge pickup for them in this offseason alongside Jordan Natai, and great for them to have him coming off the bench and giving that punch on both sides.
Well, he's come in early to this one because Jordan Hunt has picked up his 2nd personal foul, 17.6 rebounds a game. Important for the Rams to get him sitting on the pine early.
Yeah, and we talked about it, you know, bounce back game for him because he would have been thinking about this game since the last one when he was at the free throw line and dropped a couple when he'd want to bounce back and just come out here strong. So it's annoying and a frustrating one for him, but once he gets back out there, he'll be fine and he'll find his rhythm.
Darling converts, of course, made his Tall Blacks debut last year. The 22-year-old. Here is Denham-Brook with his first touch inside. Ngatai underneath the basket in the end. He thought there was a foul there for the taking. Quick play up the floor by the Rams. Turned over though. Tevin Brown lost a handle, and here comes Harris. Quick ball up to Ethan Rusbatch. Smacked away by Walter Brown.
And the way this game has been called, there's a lot of contact on both of those drives and no calls, so we'll see how that plays out.
Britt backs it out. Brown out to the right wing. Max Darling, big triple, and just like that, the Rams on the move.
I like the idea of what they were trying to do. They were trying to post up, as you see, the easy take and good finish there on Hiram Harris, who's so tough in transition. But they were trying to post up Jordan Ngatai, where he's so strong down there, had 30 on the Saints. Go back to that as well.
Here's Darling. Tevin Brown yet to take a shot. That'll be his first. Somehow got it up and got a second look at it as well. Good play from the import for the Rams, Tevin Brown.
Those offensive rebounds gets tough when you're on rotations. See, good take there, and he saw the big on the island, just couldn't finish with the left.
Up and down play to start this one. As you said, Brook, fast game. Round 3 underway in the Sal's NBL. Tevin Brown from downtown.
Big start. Everyone stepped up and come to play. Tough loss against the Jets in their last one, and they've shown up in this first 4 minutes.
Well, he was kept quiet last week by the Jets. His opening game, we got to see glimpses of just how good he's going to be, Tevin Brown. 45 games in the NBA G League with the Fort Wayne Mad Ants. Here he is again, and again he fires away, and again he knocks it down. Look out, Tevin Brown has come to play. Timeout Hawks, what a start by the Rams.
What a start, and coming off the bench, they got Troy Baxter Jr. about to make his way onto the floor as well. So they're an athletic team that can shoot the ball well, stretch the floor, and you know what this does here as well? 3 threes, is it really opens up the middle. So now you have to get out there, you have to contest with these shooters. Now Ty Wynyard, you open that part up, let Ty Wynyard go back to work, let him score a couple back. Then they have to change up their whole defensive set. They go back and they try and deny Ty, they try and double Ty. That's when it opens up for your shooters as well. So it's working on both ends, inside and outside. They're hitting everything at the moment, found that rhythm, and they came into this game with a point to prove, and they're looking good.
Hot start tonight for the Canterbury Rams. Speaking of hot things, how about this? The Sal's super special for tonight. There's the code word, hoop. That's not hard to remember. Even you could get that.
I would get that.
$25. The cheese pizza, the large cheese pizza. That's your favourite, isn't it?
Pepperoni now, actually.
Okay,
yeah,
you've
well,
moved on.
I've grown up a little bit.
A little bit of spice.
But young Brook, yes, absolutely.
Nice.
Something sweet, something spice, something nice.
Valid through until next week, April 26 on Wednesday. Make sure you pick that up with the code word online, hoop. Well, the Rams out by 14. Hawks with some foul trouble, and they're looking a little bit shell-shocked.
A little bit, but I like this. They've got a two-point guard combo out there now, so you can run to Roan off the ball and get them to high on balls as well. Stretch the floor, and you have to try something up a little bit different here. Foul trouble nice and early. Jordan Hunt's on the bench. Nothing's really been working up until this point, so try something different. Try it early. I think that's where they really need to go to work, is put Jordan Ngatai in the post. They need different angles on that pass. Taylor Britt's doing a great job at fronting, and Jordan's strong. So you're going to have to fight down there, and you're going to have to fight all night long. You're going to have to get better angles on those passes too. Those lobs over, dribble to the right, find that space, find that angle. But that's a tough pass. Idea is the right idea. Just a tough pass to make.
Wilson Framers come into the game now for the Rams. Oh, look out, Troy Baxter Jr. Welcome to Hawke's Bay.
And you see the athleticism just like that.
You jumped out of your chair then.
He can fly. And there's a reason to. I can't wait to see him get in transition and get out and fly. But what that also does is just, it's a gentle reminder, hey, I'm in this game. Every time you go in there, get ready because I'm coming.
And that'll be a part of the plays of the week on the Sal's NBL Highlights show. Tevin Brown, 3 from 3. Oh, wow. Now, this is a big, big start by the Rams tonight. Tevin Brown is up and about.
The Rams tonight, here's the Rokawa.
3 triples, back to back to back for the Rams import, and they are looking unstoppable right now. Shell-shocked doesn't even start to describe it as Harris gets two back.
And that's where they're going to have to try and slow him down a little bit. Shooting the ball really well, got into the paint, got the rebound and put it back up as well. He's up to 11 points. Well, Hiram Harris just bang with them.
Surely,
make him work on the other end.
Surely no space provided to Tevin Brown here. Watch him on the perimeter. Darling picks it up. Wilson frame into the game. That one doesn't get the roll. Rakawa up with the rebound as the Hawks continue to try and bridge this gap. Here's Harris. Natai back out. Rakawa had a look. Oh, great little pass inside. And a big finish there from Denham-Brook.
Great finish through contact. It's the right play, smart play. You see Taylor Britt. He's down at halfway right now. I'm not sure what's happened here.
Yeah, this is interesting because he's a player they can afford to lose. Look at that block. Absolutely coming across from the weak side. Finger in the air. Thank you very much. Troy Baxter Jr. And there's that finish from Brook.
And Jerome summed that up nicely. Saw the double come. Up fake, get them off their feet. Find the big slipping. Finish through contact. Good finish by Denham-Brook.
Well, Quinn Clinton has come in for Taylor Britt. We can see him over the back there, gasping for air. So hopefully he's okay for Rams fans. Foul called here against Natai. And the Rams off to the TAB. Doesn't look to be anything maybe other than sucking in the big ones.
Yeah. And they're running this Iverson cut a lot to get Brown on that other side. And then there's a tough cover. Him and Wynyard on the other side. Set that on ball. Do you post tie? The way he's shooting at the moment, if you get out there and double or hard hedge, Ty can slip. So if you're a Rams fan or, you know, part of this Rams outfit, you're loving the start.
First miss of the night from the TAB for the Rams. Good play. Harris takes some time. Solid patience. And he's rewarded. Hiram Harris. Heads up play. He moves to 8 points in the game now. Thanks to our official stats partner in the Sal's NBL, the TAB. For the Rams, game leading scorer Tevin Brown has 11.
8 points so far.
And Hiram does a great job of just letting the game come to him. Yeah, today, he's come out and he's started aggressive. You've seen him try and get to the hoop a few times. Sitting on 8, make that 9. But he can also go out there and have 12 assists and 10 rebounds.
Up goes Baxter Jr. Did you see that?
That's what we're talking about. Get out in transition. Let's see him fly.
Troy Baxter Jr. with the highlight coming across looking for another block. Was there contact there on Hiram Harris? No whistle. 26-13.
Against the Rams, big man.
There's Rakawa playing for the foul, getting the foul. Contact there, Wilson frame. GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. Have a look at that. Troy Baxter Jr.
He can fly. Jordan Natai made a good business decision there. It's tough to compete with that. You get out and you look to trap early.
What was the business decision? Make sure I can get up tomorrow
Get
morning?
out, yeah. You don't want to be in that poster.
Rakawa puts the first one away. The 28-year-old, 18 games last season. Shot the 3 ball at just a tick under 45% last season. Such an important player for the Hawks. Coming off the bench this season, of course.
Yeah, we talked about it in the last game as well. Just in terms of being a teammate and coming off the bench and finding your space, you have to commend him because you know how much he wants to be out there.
Good defense, Denham-Brook. Unlucky in the end that the ball ended up coming off his shoulder, so the Rams will keep it. Heading down south tomorrow night, Sharks and the Tuatara. Ruben Tarangi back in for the Aucklanders. You actually caught up with him earlier today?
I did. He's looking in good shape. Was at a wedding, as we see the quick turnover there. But yeah, he's stoked to be back in the league. Obviously, FIBA year, World Cup year. You see Hiram take his time. Get up to double digits already. It's up to 11. He's probably going to be a big part of this Tall Blacks team alongside Ruben Sarangi when they get together.
And he's shown some good patience a couple of times, hasn't he? Judd Flavel has seen enough. He wants a quick chat. The Hawks have got this back to 9. We say got it back to as if it's something special. They were down by 17.
17 early. They came in, the Rams shooting the ball extremely well from deep, inside, outside action, getting to the free throw line as well. So it's kind of how do you want it? We'll give it to you like that. And they got 26 points with 2 minutes to go.
Hoop
really
Heads,
turned it around.
Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. on Sky Sport. Also 6:30 p.m. on Thursday nights. Did you catch
I saw a
Hoop
little
Heads
bit.
this
You guys
week?
going viral.
I'll tell you what, it is hard to keep Casey Frank
Oh, I could've
and
told you
Andrew
that.
Mulligan in line, isn't it?
Oh, I could have told you that. Tough work, man. Tough work.
You want the job?
Nah, I'm good.
Make sure you check it out on Wednesdays and Thursday nights. Hoop Heads. A lot of fun. Right now, the Hawks just chipping away, trying to drag back this hot start by the Rams. Should have mentioned before, Sharks Tuatara tomorrow night. Braden Inga still out injured.
Yeah, he's such a big miss, and I think he'll work extremely well with Jeremy Kendall down there, who is just a mastermind as a point guard. He's been around for so long, gets everybody where they need to be, and I think those two can work really well together. I think you'll get a lot of looks for him, and he's good, man. If you make a couple, he knows exactly where to go. He's a true point guard, and he's going to help a lot of those young boys down there.
Had 27 on Sunday night in that loss to the Nuggets. The Southern Stoush, the Nuggets getting home. Harris, 12 in the opening quarter, 12 of those 18. So a big start for the Hawks, number 22 tonight, an important start. On the back foot early. Baxter Jr.'s been a part of some early highlights. Here's big Ty Wynyard. Harris in front of him, doubled, back out. Wilson frame. Oh, they've got another triple.
And that's what we talked about. You throw it down to the big man. Jared Kenny has to help just a little bit. Just probe, and that's all it took. Found some space, wide open shot.
Harris goes to work again. 5 of 6 from downtown for the Rams to start this one. 29 in the opening 8 minutes. Here's Tevin Brown. He has 3 of them. Up and in. Big play, Rams. Baxter Jr. putting it down. Great setup work there by Tevin Brown. How about the highlights to open this one tonight?
Yeah, they're playing like it's halfway through the season. Like they've gelled, like they've been around for a long time and they know what they're doing.
Rakawa responds for the Hawks. Draws the foul on Clinton. And how many times has Daron done that over the years? Look at that, up above the rim. And Rakawa converting, drawing the foul, and he's off to the stripe.
That's the thing about this team. They can fill it up so quickly. Ethan Rusbatch, international shooter, can step away and give you 9 quick points. Denon Brook, Daron Rakawa, they can shoot the ball so well from deep. Jordan Hunt spreads the ball as well. So, you know, he might be up 14-15, but with this team and their strike power, they can claw it back extremely quickly.
Rakawa moves to 5 points. Could you imagine the Rams training sessions, the stuff we don't see?
Be some highlights, that's for sure. They're running good sets though. Find the mismatch.
Couple
When
to
you're
boot.
down low.
Done it again, drew the numbers, still good enough to get in and over the top.
And they're just running different actions to get him down there.
Concern here for the Hawks is they've given up 33. Harris wants to go to work. Has Taylor Britt in front of him. Swings it out into the corner now. Kenny to Rakawa. Well, he's up and about tonight, Daron. Some big plays from the Hawks, number 88. And would we ever expect anything less? Margin at 9.
Again. Sorry, Justin, but running the same action again. Did a better job to force him out deep to their 3-point line. See Hiram Harris trying to fight with him there.
Wilson frame in the end, fires over the top.
2-for-1 chance here.
Daron inside and good finish, drawing another foul. Denon Brook, Walter Brown, maybe just a hand on the body there. There's the push. And now Denon Brook goes to the line. So how many N1s have we had at the TAB in this opening quarter?
We've had a few, but what I like is it's happening on both ends. Every now and then you see games where it kind of feels like it's swaying one side. Okay, a lot of fouls have been called in this first, but they've been called on both sides. He's doing a good job.
If you love your Sal's NBL action, 59 points in the opening quarter here tonight.
Unlucky for Bull.
Unable to move into the 60s.
26.
Still a chance though. Couple of plays to come. Steal, great work, Hiram Harris. Who else? He steps to the basket, lays it off. Daron for another 2. Gets it back. Harris goes to work, brings it back out. Hawks reset. They'll get the last shot. Bet you they wish they had the last shot last week. Here's Rokawa. He pulls up, he comes up short, and that'll do us. So quarter time, entertaining stuff. Lots to talk about. Rams with the hot start. Got out by as much as 17. Margin now at 7. Rams 33, Hawks 26. Don't go away.
NBL steal is your chance to win a Sal's basketball spot. First layup, take another shot. Come on, my man, you got this. Into halfway, we've got a minute 30 to go. Edu. Straight back down, round the back. He's getting tricky at the half court. Shot 2. Yeah, that's how we do it. We've got a future Hawk on our hands. One more, Edu. We've got a minute 15. And we've got to be off this corner. Sky TV gets mad. Boom! Hands together for my man. Edu, well done. That is the Sal's NBL steal. Sal's NBL steal available at Sal's Pizzerias across New Zealand. A combination of the famous New York pepperoni, classic cheese, and delicious garlic knots laid up in a deal that'll make you dribble. At the end of tonight's game, your chance to get down and meet your favourite Taylor Hawks players on court. 5-minute cool down, and then you can get your autographs, grab a picture, and catch up with your favourite Taylor Hawks.
Welcome back to Pettigrew Green Arena. Thursday night hoops in the Sal's NBL. What a start this has been tonight. Plenty of action. Rams and the Hawks. Rams were out by as much as 17 in that opening quarter. Justin Nelson, Brooke Rusko with you. Stats with thanks to TAB, and there's been plenty of them.
Plenty of them. The big stat obviously is the 17-point lead there at one point for this Canterbury Rams team, and they shot the lights out from deep. Did a great job of finding the open man, shooting the ball well inside outside. Daron was huge off the bench for this Hawke's Bay Hawks team.
Hiram Harris has 12 points. Tevin Brown has 11 for the Rams. Rams shooting at 68%, Hawks at 52%. The big stat though, you mentioned it, Brooke, the Rams 5 of 7 from downtown.
Yeah, shooting the ball extremely well. And you know, the purists of the game of basketball aren't going to like this, but I like to see the ball go through the net. Great first quarter. Keep it going.
But you think the purists don't like to see the ball go through the net?
Defense, you know.
Foul there, Taylor Britt, 2 hands on. Protesting that he's got 2 hands up. I'm sure if he watches that back, he'll see that they weren't always raised to the air.
No, I think he said he's got 2 fouls. He's picked up a second personal there.
Is that what it is? Hawks, early chance here. Rusbach, well held in that opening quarter, Ethan Rusbach. Just the 2 shots, no score. Lovely handoff, Daron for Jordan Hunt. And the Hawks do get the opening points of this second term.
And Daron's doing a great job off that on-ball, just finding space, into their free throw line, pulling up, and if that's not there, find the big man slipping, and it's working.
And he's got 8 points and 3 assists now, Daron Rokawa. There's Ty Wynyard doing all the heavy lifting inside. Heavy lifting wasn't enough. Hiram goes into Hunt, doubled. Now he goes up against big Ty Wynyard. They bring it out, the Hawks, reset.
Harris will find Rokawa.
How good has Rokawa been since coming onto the floor? Here he goes again. Can he add another 2? Of course he can. Up to 10 in the game. And he is proving to be a handful right now for the Rams.
And that's a sweet spot. Their elbow spot, especially when he's going right. So tough to cover. He takes his time as well. And one thing you want to do is, if Ty Wynyard's killing down the other end, put him in actions. Make him work on the defensive end. That's what they're doing. High on balls. Jordan Hunt sprinting into it. And then let Jerome go to work.
And forcing some pressure and turnovers back the other way.
Yeah, and you have to get stops.
Taylor Hawks bringing this back.
I just talked before about how much I love to see the ball go through. But if we're talking about winning basketball games, you have to get stops. And in general basketball, you like to see your team get 3 stops in a row. And that's what the Hawks have come out here and try to do to put their imprint in the second quarter.
Hoopheads this week, we spoke or asked the question as Ngatai spins to the basket. Classy finish from the Prince of Porirua. We asked the question of Casey and Mulls about whether, yes or no, Hiram Harris would be in the Tall Blacks team for the World Cup this year. Both emphatically, yes.
Yeah, Hiram Harris will be there.
Baxter Jr. for 3, short on the iron. Wilson Frame. In fact, it was Darling with the rebound. This is Wilson Frame. Rams with another chance. Hard ball to Darling. He goes inside. Glad there was no whistle there because Harris lost his feet. Nothing more than that. A miss though. And here he is, right on cue. Hiram Harris again showing some hesitation inside. That time just a little short.
And Hiram never hesitates, and that's just that gentle reminder of that block that he had before. Just trying to bang in and find that contact. And that length just caused some troubles there for Hiram Harris. But I can guarantee you one thing is that he's not going to slow down and he's not going to stop going into the paint.
Can I ask you some other questions on Tall Blacks?
Come on.
Jordan Ngatai.
Jordan Ngatai will be there. Jordan Ngatai grows an extra leg and an extra arm when he puts on that black jersey. And the way he's playing nice and early in this season, averaging 19, he's going to be there. Jordan Ngatai will be there.
Taylor Britt.
Taylor Britt might be there too. It's a tough one. You've got Shea Ili, you've got Ty Webster, Isaiah Liapa's in there as well. The point guard spot is a really, really tough spot. Corey Webster can run the backup.
You do have to leave someone out, you know that, don't you?
Yeah, and that's where Taylor Britt might be at the mercy just because of how many other great point guards New Zealanders have.
Tevin Brown coming up short. Jeez, it's a good debate, isn't it?
Great debate. If I had to make a choice, he's a great, great player.
Now we've got a Sky City player timeout here. This is interesting. 2 teams have come together. I didn't actually see the call. It's only the Hawks having a talk at the moment. In fact, technical foul's been called. So I think that maybe Tevin Brown thought there was some contact. We'll have a look at whether he's wearing the foul for that. He thought there was contact on the shot. It came up well short. And Orakawa has taken that opportunity off the tee. And he's gone up and added a point.
He's tied up this ball game.
33-33.
And they're just scoring down the other end, which is allowing them to set up their defense.
Tevin Brown, in fact, was the technical foul.
Going back to that again, Jerome in that high on ball with Jordan Hunt.
Loose ball picked up by Tevin Brown. Good hand from Baxter Jr. Brown hands it off. Baxter Jr. steps it out and draws the foul. Yes, he does. No, he doesn't.
I like that no call. He created the contact.
Fair enough. Finishing it off to Taga Laval, who's into the play now for the Hawks. Well, I'm fairly sure if we looked at that again, here's the replay to Taga Laval off the O board, back the other way. I'm fairly sure, timeout now, that referee on the far side. Watch this. Just watch if a hand goes up here as if there's going to be a foul. There's the contact. I can't see the referee in that shot. We're a little bit closer on that GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. But you know when you get that little stutter there as if you're going to put the hand up and blow the whistle?
You've got to commit.
Let's have a look here. Is this better? Watch the referee in the background. Did I see things? Oh no, just signalling 3. Just signalling 3.
I like the no call though.
Yeah,
it's not a natural action. Denham was shooting to the side and trying to create the contact. Good no call.
How good was the GJ Gardner-Holmes replay to pick that up as well?
So quick.
Nice timeout here. And the Hawks have battled their way back into this one tonight. Sal's NBL round 3 action. And not only have they battled their way back in, Brooke, they lead the game now.
Yeah, just turn this game upside down. great start from this Rams team. Did a good job of getting inside with Ty Wynyard. Then they made 3 of the next 4 threes. Found that rhythm, did a good job getting to the free throw line, and they were getting stops down the other end. But we were talking about this just before. It's the beauty of this league, of how close this league is. You know, started this quarter 9-0 towards the Hawks. Got their 2-point lead. And expect the Rams to come back with that counterpunch now.
9-zip start to this second quarter by the home team tonight. And now we look on to see how the Rams respond out of that timeout. Hope you're enjoying it on Sky Sport tonight. Another big 4 days and nights coming your way in the NZNBL. Some huge matchups in round 3. We'll talk more about those at halftime. Wynyard going to work. Backs it out. He wants it again. Brown delivers to Tagovailoa, the young man, doing well in the end. Did enough, did he? He did. How about that? Josh to Tagovailoa. Take a bow, young man.
You just have to take it on the chest sometime. Show that strength. Body up. Picks up the foul on Ty Wynyard.
Great work from your Hawks.
And they did a good job of rotating. You're forced into that action when you have to go and help. You have to double Ty. They kicked it out. They repost Ty. It was a one-on-one action and stood his ground. Good job.
Played for the Saints last season on debut out of St. Pat's Silverstream. Plenty of basketball talent has come out of St. Pat's Silverstream over the years.
Much more out of St. Pat's Town, though, from what I've heard.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, just
battle started.
You
You had to do it, didn't you?
Well, there was like Tom Vodonovich and Zayli Arthas from down there. I was just...
Don't call me, call Brooke Rusco. I love it in New Zealand when you start talking school basketball. You're all the same.
It's nothing like a backup second, though, is there? Little brother, if you will.
Oh, wow. Here's Baxter Jr. This time to Tagovailoa, maybe just reaching in. And the Rams, number 3, will head to the stripe as they still try and find, believe it or not, after hitting 33 in the opening quarter, they have not scored in this second term.
Yeah, basketball's it's a beautiful game. Cruel at the same time. That's why I love this player right here. Nothing's really been working at the moment. Their shots aren't falling. Getting pushed out a little bit further. Maybe not getting the shots that you want to get. Let me just put my head down and make the rest make a call. I'm going to get to the free throw line. We just need to see at least one go through. Beautiful stroke right there. Get the scoreboard ticking back over, and we'll come back down and we'll find one of our sets. But let me just take ownership really quickly. Put my head down and get to the line.
Rams 67% from the TAB over the opening 2 rounds tonight. They are 8 of 9. Here's Ethan Rusbatch. Haven't seen a lot of him tonight. The 30-year-old hasn't scored yet. You know he'll get going at some stage. Natai, oh, Baxter Jr. again. That's block number 2.
He can fly.
Brown, again, good defense to Tagovailoa. Tevin Brown's got nothing to complain about there for mine.
Yeah, summed it up well. 2-on-1 situation, you got to finish those. Brown probably wants to give that one up a little bit earlier, maybe get it back. But give it up just a touch earlier. Let him get at that hip in front and finish on the rim.
Hiram Harris has 12. Here he is. Electric in the opening quarter tonight. Really kept his team in it. When things were looking bleak early, they were down by 17 in rapid fire. And Harris got them back into it along with Rakawa. Here is Hiram Harris. Shot clock at 5. Loose hands. Gets past Wynyard in the end. And another 2 for Hiram Harris.
And somehow got it to work. As Casey Frank says, stick-to-itiveness.
It's his favourite word.
And you're so used to him getting to that left and did a good job of in and out. Got back to the right. Just ducked under Ty Wynyard's hip and finished on the rim.
Kaya Isaac into the game. And his presence felt straight away.
Laser. Good read.
Young 19-year-old who many people wouldn't know as the Sky Broadband sign cops a battering. Walter Brown, we talk about schools. Was there a foul there?
Yeah, there was an arm in the cookie jar there. Got away with one.
Kaya Isaac, I should say, cousin of Joe Cook Green, by the way. Did you know that?
I didn't.
Clearly not. Clearly not.
But way to come in and be ready. He did exactly what he's supposed to do. Darling knows that he can shoot. Had an open shot, made the read, found a shooter, and there's nothing better than a lefty shooting a shot. Always looks good.
The other fun fact on Kaya Isaac, went to high school in New South Wales.
Oh, no, I knew that one.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Where was it?
City.
Thank you. So the Rams by 1. Can they extend here? Gee, they were good early. No call there. Doesn't matter. Tataga Laval comes up with it.
Doing a great job. He doesn't need to come out here on this squad and have 15, 25 points every night.
Now there's another call here, and I reckon this has gone against Hiram Harris. It has. Pushing down low in a battle, it looked like, with young Kaya Isaac. And that's gone against the Big Hawk.
I think he picked up a second there as well. It's a huge foul.
Not the turnover you want either. 4:13 left to play in this opening half. Here's Wynyard. Speaking of being well held tonight, got a couple of early baskets, didn't he? Max Darling in the corner. No. Rusbatch with the rebound. Ty Wynyard, 8 points in the game. They all came pretty early. Harris firing away. That one way off to the left. The Rams have settled here.
They have a touch. Seem to go back what was working for them before. Gets high inside. Those handoffs, those are the actions that weren't happening in the first quarter, but that right there is where he's worth his weight in gold. Crashed the ball, so athletic. Let's go back to what was working at the start.
Follow-up play right from Darling. Gives them a 3-point buffer. Nartai, up fake, hesitation, foul on Darling. Clever play from Jordan Nartai. 3-time championship player with the Saints. Revisited the Saints in round 1 and put on a clinic, didn't he, in that big Hawks victory down in the capital.
I'll tell you where he put a clinic in, right on that post.
Absolutely.
He made himself a home down there, and single coverage, he's tough to cover down there, and he got to go in early, got to the free throw line, and you got to give it to him down there and let him go to work.
Harris, shot clock ticking down, draws the foul, and he has been ultra aggressive tonight. Maybe a slight knock on the left hip there. Heads off to the TAB, clutching that hip.
And if you're watching this for the first time and you haven't seen this Hawks team play together before, you might think to yourself, how does he have so much space? How can he constantly find a way to get downhill? It's because you have to stay at home with all the shooters that this Hawks Bay team has. You can't leave Ethan Rusbatch. You can't leave Daron. You can't leave Jordan Hunt or Jordan Nartai alone. So it allows Hiram to have the space to go to work. And Hiram one-on-one does a great job with change of direction, but can also keep it on the same side, hesitate, and get you on the rim. He's not going to give you 17 crossovers and step back. He's either going to go left or right. He does a great job of shifting your hips, getting to the opposite side, and more often than not, ending up on the free throw line.
Played his junior basketball, Rotorua, out of Fraser High School. 14 points, 11 rebounds this season. 4.5 assists, nearly 2.5 steals. Shooting at 63%. Stats, of course, with thanks to the TAB. He has started season 23 in fine form.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
Tevin Brown did enough in the end to add 2. That's his first basket of this second quarter. What a start for him tonight. Had 11 in the opening 10 minutes.
And I think he needs to go into the old do-it-yourself kit. Just a little bit more. We saw how aggressive he was and how productive he was in that first quarter. Ball in your hand and go to work sometimes.
Speaking of which, the man who's been doing it for 21 seasons, Jared Kenny. How about that?
Everyone expects nothing less. You've seen it too many times.
That one count.
JK with the big 2. Who said he's 37? How many years has he got left?
I don't think anyone did. You just brought up his age.
Thank you. Second time tonight, by the way. think he can still go for a little while longer.
Yep.
Let's hope so anyway. Here's Darling against Harris. What a matchup. The two tall blacks bodying up to Targa Laval. Maybe a future tall black. Who knows? The young man in and amongst it tonight. Here's Natai.
And he's got to shoot that.
Speaking of catching and shooting, as he has done so many times before, Ethan Rusbach.
Well, maybe he knew something I didn't know. And get to their second side. But you want to see Jordan Natai shooting that. Your defender goes under. Hiram Harris does a good job with the handoff and get you that space. Got to let it go, but paid off, and they found their shooter and the handoff on the other side.
First points of the game tonight for Rusbach. What I love about it is, even though he's missed his first couple, did not hesitate.
What I love about it is Ethan is such a prolific scorer and hasn't forced anything tonight. Shooters, they want to see the ball go up, and he is the shooter of all shooters. But he's not forcing anything just yet. Hiram's got it going. Jerome's got it going. Just let the game come to you. I really like that.
Hawks by 1. Now Baxter Jr. fires away. Rebound battle. Walter Brown keeps it alive to Tevin Brown. That one halfway down off the glass, bobbled out. That would have been big for the Rams, and now the Hawks with a chance to get a little bit of breathing space before the half. Rusbach 2 from 2. No, not on this occasion. Targa Laval has pushed Baxter Jr. into the middle of next week on that rebound.
It was a good set. Didn't allow them to set up their defense. Quick hit into the post. Give it to Jordan Natai. He saw the read. They were coming to double. Find your shooter who's just made one. I know they missed the shot, but in terms of sets, quick hits, that's one of the best sets that they've had. Look good.
Nothing wrong with trying to hide a sneaky little push off a rebound, but young Josh Targa Laval didn't do a good job of hiding that one.
You just got to see what you can get away with.
You're not going to get away with that. Final 30 seconds of this first half. It's been entertaining tonight. Hope you're enjoying it. Kaya Isaac, tough ball to the corner. Ethan Rusbach with a fingertip. No. So the Hawks get it back. Maybe Rusbach just withdrew the fingers at the right moment. And with just over 20 seconds of play to go, the Hawks are going to use a timeout here and try and draw up a final play. Will we see a Sky City player timeout come into effect in the dying stages of this first half? Don't forget Sky City, ticket to the big game, 10,000 community group tickets to give away. So school groups, sporting groups, community groups. There's the QR code on screen at the moment. We're not in a Sky City player timeout. We're just telling you all about it.
No, we're not. But they do have a chance here. And as we talked about just a little bit earlier, the impact that this, and I love the Sky City player timeout, you can get it right, you can shift games. You can shift momentum.
Well, we saw it last week.
Absolutely.
Anzac Rosetto.
So I think it's a great input, something, you know, as this league grows and the players understand the best times to use it, when we should be using it, do we hold it? Just going to see it go from strength to strength, and I think it's a great input into this league.
Hey, New Balance team merch, shop online. There's the QR code. Everyone's scanning their screens tonight. Busy stuff in the Cells NBL. Your favourite singlet so far, Rusco? I know you are a fashion connoisseur, so this is going to be good. Tune in and listen. Here we go. No pressure.
I don't mind a pinstripe.
Oh, here we go.
I don't mind a pinstripe.
You've joined the pinstripe brigade, haven't you? Same as Casey Frank.
It's just a little bit different, you know? Step outside your comfort zone.
Speaking of different.
That's all it is.
Brooke Rusco and Casey Frank. Say no more. They don't advance the ball here, the Hawks. They nearly turn it over. They want a second go at that, and they'll get one. Got to admit, I don't mind the Rams' white strip, just quietly.
Don't mind that.
I don't mind the Hawks' home strip.
Here's what I'm saying.
Here we go.
I've seen it before. I've seen it for years and years, and that's why I like the Tuatara, because they've stepped outside the comfort zone and they've gone with the old pinstripe. Not that those are, I really do like those uniforms.
Worst two words I said tonight. Fashion connoisseur.
I thought it was fashionista, sorry.
Here we go. Last shot here, you would think, for the Hawks. Rakawa, he loves the big shot on the buzzer. He takes it and he can't put it away. So there we go. In fact, Ty Wynyard has called a player timeout there. He can't. It has to come from Kaya Isaac, and I don't know whether he did. So maybe the referees are just checking who actually called it here. It has to be the player with the ball, and there you go. I think that's the half, is it? We'll just keep an eye on this. It has to be the player with the ball. Ty Wynyard can't call it.
Taylor Britt's had enough. He's off.
Yeah, and that's what Ty Wynyard's being told there. So heads up stuff there from the officials. Well picked up. Has to be the player with the ball calling it. So that takes us into half-time, ladies and gentlemen. Hawks lead it by 1. TAB stats on the other side of the break. Join us then.
All right, here the signs. Taylor Hawks singlet to give away here. Make some noise when I should drop the spots. There. Over here. Over here. What about here? Is it good? Down it goes. Who reckons they can make a shot from there for a singlet? I'm going to throw some tennis balls out. You've got to bring them back. We've had no one swap one for Honey yet. If you get a tennis ball, come down and see us. Your chance to sink a shot for a signed jumper. There's a hard one. All right, that's all for now. If you've got one, come down. Make your way to the court. Thank you all so much for coming out tonight to support the Taylor Hawks. Make sure you come along to the next home game next Sunday, 4 p.m. Tickets on sale now, they're selling fast. If you're having a good night tonight, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your cousins, uncles, brothers, aunties, nanas, granddads, and everyone else you know that the Pettigrew Green Arena is the place to be for basketball action. All right, who we got up first? Come on over here, brother. All right, what's your name? Ollie. All right, Ollie, you're up first. You got one warm-up shot, and you got one real shot. If your warm-up shot goes down, I'm going to give you the jump. I'm going to give you the singlet, okay? So 2 chances. Warm-up and a real one. Let's hear it for Ollie. You've got to shoot from the spot, brother, standing on the spot. Warm-up shot. Not quite. One more chance, Ollie. You take away a signed singlet. If you sink this shot. Shot 2. It looks good. Oh, Ollie. I'm sorry, my man. Thanks for coming out and playing tonight. I've got to get my tennis ball back too. All right, where's our next player? Where's our next tennis ball? You got one. Come out here, my man. What's your name?
Cooper.
All right, Cooper, you look like you play a bit of basketball. You got the right gear on. Can you shoot a 3?
Yeah.
All right, let's see it. Give me that tennis ball there. You go to the hot spot. Put your hands together for Cooper. Cooper, you have one warm-up shot, and you got one real shot.
Thursday night hoops in the Cells NBL. Hawks lead this one by a point. They were down by as many as 17 earlier in the first quarter tonight. Been some sort of a comeback. Stats with thanks to TAB. Brooke Rusco.
Yeah, both those two players at the top had their fingerprints all over the basketball in that first half. Hiram Harris was aggressive from the jump, so was Brown. Ty Wynyard got going nice and early. They threw it to him. He made his presence felt. And then it's not that he didn't get the ball. It's that the Hawks turned it up. They junkyarded it up a little bit. They doubled. They attacked. They probed at him. Just made him think about it a little bit more. So they did a much better job there. And you see those guys back up there with the rebounds as well. And they're going to be a big part of this game. And I'd imagine they're right there with the assists too. So huge half from both those boys. Jerome was big off the bench as well. He has those 3 assists, but also ended up with 11 in that first half, and came in, and that's the punch that they have. And you got Jordan Hunt up there with that one block, but he only played 6 minutes.
Don't worry about
Three
that.
blocks
What
on the
about
other side.
Baxter Jr.?
We got up and he showed off their athleticism, and I think the man played volleyball at some point because he was spiking those. But going back to Jordan Hunt, exciting if you are on this Hawks team because he only played 6 minutes and he can spread the floor so well for them.
So opening half, Hawks lead it by 1 as this crowd at Pettigrew Green Arena gets prepared for the second half. Don't go away, quick break. On the other side, we ramp it back up as these two teams look to rebound after losses in round 2. Who's going to get tonight? We'll find out shortly.
The Chinese truck is outside. If you're looking for some food, the bar is open as well. Taylor Hawks Bar, serving 3 Ways Birds, Hawks Bay Lager and wine from Alana Wines, low alcohol and non-alcoholic drinks, along with Parker's Water.
Sal's NBL third round of the season has tipped off. We're underway. Hawks lead this one by 1 against the Rams. Second half not too far away. Rusco, let's have a look at the games coming up in round 3 because there's a lot to like about these matchups. And one thing we keep talking about in the Sal's NBL, and the crowd certainly love it. You go to a game, you don't know who's going to win.
Yeah, look at the game right now. We've got a 1-point game at halftime. Game that I've got circled over the weekend.
Ooh.
It's the Bulls-Rams game.
Saturday afternoon. In fact, here we go. Here's some games coming up. Friday night, tomorrow night, the Sharks and the Tuatara. Mulls and Casey looking after that one. They always have a bit of fun together on a Friday night, even at the basketball. So looking forward to that one.
Those two.
Bulls and the Rams, 5 p.m. Saturday. Now, that's at Pullman Arena, not at the Stockyard. So take note of that one if you're heading out to that game on Saturday afternoon. Have a guess who's back looking after that one?
Us.
No, Mulls and Casey.
Oh.
Airs and Nuggets.
I know we're doing that one.
That's where we are Saturday night. And, gee, the Airs crowd, it's their first home game. If they get out in the numbers that they did last season,
Yep.
I love that place. It is rocking on a Saturday night when it's full.
Oh, once Anthony Hilliard gets back down there as well, I know that place is going to be pumping. And off the big win that they just had, I'm excited to see that too.
Highlights from the first half here tonight, and it had everything. Gee, it was a lot of fun. GJ Gardner-Holmes, the Rams got off to a hot start, and they were pounding in the big threes from everywhere, especially Tevin Brown. 3 threes in a row, back to back to back.
Yeah, sometimes you get off to these big starts and you see it with a lot of basketball games. You get off to these big starts, then you get a little bit lackadaisical. So the game's already in the bag. It's only the first quarter. You see a man like that fly, a young man fly, and Hawks did a good job of just staying with it. Not getting too far ahead of themselves. Chipping away slowly and steadily. Saw some highlights across the board just like that. But the Hawks did a good job of just staying around and made it a 1-point game at the half.
Both ends of the floor, Baxter Jr. with the big plays. Tevin Brown, of course, leading scorer. There he is again, Baxter Jr. And Daron Orokawa and Hiram Harris keeping the Hawks in this one in the first half. Not only keeping them in it, getting them back into the lead. And Ethan Rusbatch has been quiet, but that was a big play in the opening half tonight. Second half not too far away. All the stats, of course, proudly brought to you by the TAB. Should mention those 2 games on Sunday, Brooke. 4 p.m. Sunday afternoon, the Jets and the Giants. Taylor Johnson joining the commentary team in the Sal's NBL. How cool is that? And Kason Buckman will be with her for that game. And, of course, the Saints and the Tuatara to finish us off on Sunday evening, 6 p.m. Such an important game for the Saints.
You're so right. Such an important game. And it's such an important game for the Tuatara as well. You know, they've got 2 wins right now, but to get that third, to continue that momentum, that's going to be a huge game down there in Wellington. And the Saints are kind of just holding their breath and hoping that Carl Adnan, their point guard, their import, is around. And he's going to make such a difference to that team once he gets there. He can spread the floor. He's a floor general. So they'll be hoping to have him back. And if they do, it's going to be a hell of a game.
Have you had dinner yet?
I've had dinner, and I still want to go and get that.
You love a cheese pizza. $25. How about that? And that code word, if you can't remember hoop, there's something wrong with you, valid until Wednesday next week, April 26. Get in for the Sal's Super Special. Available right now. Love a cheesy.
25's a bargain, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. They're big pizzas.
That's a litre of petrol.
They're huge.
You see petrol these days? That's a litre of petrol.
Casey Frank asked me the other day, how many slices of Sal's can you eat at once? Is that a trick question? Because I said 1.
Oh, no, you failed. You got that wrong.
Well, how many can you eat at once?
Well, how many's on a 6?
Well, there's 8, isn't there? Is there 8 or
Was
6?
it 8? Yeah, we'll go with 8.
You can't eat 8 at once, surely
Try me.
not.
Put it in front of me. I'm going to text Hoop right now.
I mentioned Kason Bookman before, who's joining Taylor Johnson on Sunday. How good is it to have 3 of our players from across the country also in the commentary box? Tessa Boagni, Stella Beck.
I love Tessa. It's my cousin. And to see her, a part of this as well. She's been around basketball for so long. To have her there, and Stella as well. She was great in that second game I caught with her. So the league's just going from strength to strength.
Absolutely. Some would argue the commentary box, especially with you and I around, maybe not so much strength to strength, but we're underway in this second half. Ty Wynyard with the putback. What a start for the Rams.
Yeah, you got to get them going once again. Love the move. Split the screen. Got fancy with it. Missed the layout, Ty Wynyard there to tidy it up, but just get him back on the scoreboard.
Ngatai inside. Walter Brown did get across to help out in the end, but Jordan Ngatai had the answer.
Needs to be there just a touch earlier. They've clearly been fronting Jordan Ngatai all game, so you know they're going to front on that angle, get to that weak side, and get that steal and get out and run.
Big Ty wants it inside again. 10 in the game now. Gets it back. Brushes off Hiram Harris. Ngatai came across to help. Foul here is going to be called on Hiram Harris. Is that his 3rd?
Yeah, picks up his 3rd, which is a huge foul to start this 3rd quarter, especially the way Hiram's been playing. He's done a good job. Jordan Hunt started on Ty Wynyard, and quickly Hiram Harris picked him up and slowed him down, so that's a huge foul.
Loose pass, luckily taken by Tevin Brown. It was intended for Wynyard in the first place. Here's Taylor Britt from the corner. Loose ball picked up off the hand of Jordan Hunt. Harris quickly down the floor. He wants to get on with it. Hands it off to Rusbatch. He comes up short on the iron. And now the Hawks will get another opportunity. Some early offensive rebounds. We'll get a stat on that in a moment too. The two teams, how they're going on the O boards tonight. Jared Kenny trying to weave his way through traffic. Draws the foul. Hawks with 4 offensive rebounds tonight. Rams have 8.
Yeah, they're big. This Rams team with Ty at the back, athletic as well. We have to box out from the jump. I feel this Hawks team, it's their second chance points. It's going to keep this Rams team in it. They continue to miss those shots from deep.
Hawks with 4 second chance points. Rams with 6. Hawks also leading the points in the paint, 26-18. They lead by 1. Kenny getting to work, puts it up. Can't convert, but he is off to the TAB to look at another couple. He's such a crafty player, Jared Kenny.
Yeah, crafty. There was a bit of the master and the student right there, because Taylor Britt does a great job on the other end of putting you on his hip, getting to that left, creating space. And Jared Kenny said, I've been around the block for a little bit, so I know how to craft my way in here. And he does a great job of getting to his right. You don't see Jared Kenny going to that left and going the whole way and finishing very often, but felt that contact, felt enough contact to get there and get to the free throw line.
Just keep an eye on Taylor Britt. I've got him down for 3 fouls at the moment. Just hoping for Rams fans that wasn't his 4th. In fact, it was. So 4 fouls for Taylor Britt. We talked about Hiram Harris with a little bit of foul trouble. One player that man, Judd Flavel, does not want to see sitting through this second half is Taylor Britt.
Yeah, he's so important. He's the captain of this team. He's the floor general. He's the point guard. He's been in this team for a long, long time, and you're right. They don't want to see him going down. They don't want to see him on the bench. He's such an important part to this team.
Career high 28 points last season against the Saints. Taylor Britt, we know he can light things up, score and set the table. Tevin Brown hands it off to Walter Brown. Gets the soft roll in the end. 8 games with the Tasmanian Jack Jumpers last ANBL season. Development player who got on the floor and had his opportunity. The 19-year-old. Kenny. Harris now. Again with that little fancy Euro inside. This time comes up short. Tevin Brown back the other way. Looks at his opportunities. Wilson frame. Brown in the corner. What can he do from here? Back to Wilson frame. Long 3 is a good 3.
Big 3 as well. Nothing really going for them there. Hawks done a good job of junking it up in their second quarter and started pretty well junking it up as well. And sometimes you need a big player to make a big shot, and steps into there with rhythm and hit the 3.
2 of 4 from long range tonight. Fancy pass back to Hunt from Kenny. Rebound Ty Wynyard. What's he done on the boards tonight? 6th rebound of the game for Big Ty. Here's Max Darling spinning to the basket, gets it back. Speaking of second chance points, Maxwell Darling.
Just stay with it. It's a big body down there. Forced Jordan Hunt under the rim, got that offensive rebound and went straight back up.
Max Darling, still only 22 years of age. Nartai drives the baseline. Rusbatch got Walter Brown reaching, nails the long 2.
That's automatic. Great up fake, 1 dribble, pull up. It's bread and butter.
Margin of 2. Second quarter tonight, after a 33 opening quarter, the Rams only scored 9.
And Taylor Britt being on the bench for a bulk of that. He does a great job of controlling his team, getting them in the right spaces, and it's huge when he's not out there.
Well, Wilson Frame had 3 attempts to dribble it there. A couple of fumbles. Here's Nartai. Hunt just providing the body inside. Did enough to create some space for Nartai. Smart play by Jordan Hunt. He may not get the credit for that one. GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. Have a look at Jordan Hunt here. Just creating the space. Pushing Ty Wynyard off balance. And that was enough for the foul.
The sink of them two. Coming off, probing, snake dribble it. Just get on the back of him, create that contact with Ty and pick up Ty Wynyard's second foul. A chance to go to the line and
nearly convert. I was waiting for you.
Yeah, sorry.
You were watching it.
It's such a thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Saints have lost their opening 2 games of the season, both at home. James Sutherland, one of their 3 imports, sent home during the week. Kyle Adnam has not played yet due to an abductor injury. Saints at home Sunday night, live on Sky Sport and across the country, live and free on Prime from 6 p.m. against the Tuatara. Who's going to win the game? Saints, Tuatara?
No Kyle Adnam.
Maybe.
It's going to be tough.
Maybe.
I like the way that the Tuatara have started this season as well. They got vets.
Hang on. Go back a step. Do you know something we don't know? You just said no Kyle Adnam.
I think he's on the fence. I don't know anything, but I think he's on the fence for the game.
50-50?
50-50, and if they don't have him, I think it's going to be awfully tough to beat that. So they've got a little bit of a rhythm at the moment. This Tuatara team, I think they need to get Jared Weeks off the ball just a little bit more, let him play. He's playing the point guard spots, maybe have Rob Lowe, Ruben Tarangi run that point and let him come off the ball a little bit more, but they started the season very well and it's going to be tough.
Tevin Brown with the miss. Harris quickly back the other way. 3 fouls for Hiram Harris at the moment. Hands it off. Nartai for 3. That one in and out.
I like the shot. We talked about it in that first half. Defender went under, had space. Hiram turned the screen. Didn't shoot it that time. Got the shot up as you see the strong finish. Misses that one though.
Baxter Jr. with a couple of opportunities. Walter Brown there to finish it off. Quickly back the other way. And the Hawks can't get the answer. We've seen them do that a few times this season. Offensive transition. How about Wilson Frame? 3 from downtown tonight, 2 in this quarter. And just like that, the Rams now have a 6-point margin.
And boy, it looks like he can stroke it. In confidence, in rhythm. Pulls up and makes it a 6-point ball game.
Had a summer league stint with the Orlando Magic. Oh, great opportunity there, goes begging. Denham-Brook missed at the basket, but does convert the triple.
The old 3's worth more than 2. Way to stay with it. Hiram Harris just didn't give up on the play. You think that's a dunk right there? Bobbles it out. Hiram Harris comes down with it, and Denham-Brook repays him with that assist and hits the 3.
Foul on Kenny. The Rams have actually already announced that Jared Wilson-Frame is only here for a short stint. GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. Speak of the devil, there he is. He will soon be replaced by Kendrick Ray, who's currently playing in Italy, not too far away. So they've already announced there's going to be a swap.
Which is a huge pickup as well. Italy's such a big league and such a good league. So if you can add that to your team and your dynamic, it's going to be a tough squad.
Many people talking about the Rams as title favourites just before the season started. And then, of course, they lost to the Jets last week. Here's Baxter Jr. from the corner. He's been involved in a lot tonight. Rams by 3. Nartai. Just happy to leave this out at the moment. Now Harris on the move. Good hand. Ty Wynyard flicked it up. Wilson Frame picked it up. They've got numbers. He'll go it alone. Bounces off the body of Nartai. Baxter Jr.
Baxter Jr. is showing that athleticism. Way to not give up on the play. Big contact there. I like the no call. Hands are up. But way to finish off the play and not give up.
8 in the game now for Baxter Jr. Here's Kenny. Going at it with Kaya Isaac. The young man wins out on this occasion.
3 minutes now.
And now with a chance, Baxter Jr. Foul called, offense against Troy Baxter Jr. And I'll tell you what, one man who'll be breathing a sigh of relief is Everard Bartlett, because that would have been, if called on Hiram Harris, his 4th personal. How about the defense there from Hiram?
Way to put your body on the line. You got a high flyer coming down the lane looking to take off. Meet it with the chest. Those hurt. You just have to suck it up, pick up that foul, Find your breath on the way back, as we see him doing that right there with his hands on his knees. That's fine.
And hasn't he fitted in as a real role player with the Adelaide 36ers?
Oh, he's found his place. Every year that he goes back to the ANBL, he goes to strength, looks more and more comfortable in one of the best leagues around the world. And then he comes back here and he elevates this league because his level of production, his development goes from strength to strength every year. And now he just puts on that black jersey for the Tall Blacks and represents New Zealand well as well.
I tell you, two guys who cannot stop talking about Hiram Harris as Rakawa turns it over. Let's keep an eye on Baxter Jr. Foul on Ngatai. Two people who can't stop talking about how good Hiram Harris is.
Me and you.
Well, you and I, yes, we are too, but there's another two. Casey Frank and Andrew Mulligan absolutely love watching Hiram Harris play, as we all do.
I've been lucky enough to be around Hiram for a long time now. I watched Hiram come up through the juniors. He played with Porirua as well growing up. And I could put my hand on my heart right now and tell you 10 years ago, I didn't think Hiram would be this player. I love the development of Hiram. I love how far he's taken this game.
Why would you have thought that 10 years ago? What was it about him?
It was his IQ has come so far. Hiram used to rush the game. Hiram used to force a lot of things. Now I watch Hiram. Hiram is growing to be a complete basketball player.
Well, one thing we've seen from him tonight, to back up your point, is he's got great patience and poise, hasn't he?
Yeah.
We're really seeing that develop in his game, and he's used it to great effect tonight. Rams out by 7. Here he is, the man we're talking about. Now, there's a whistle here back the other way. I think we're just going to clean up the court and restart this one with 2.5 to go in the third. Been a good response by the Rams. They won the first quarter 33-26. Hawks came flying back, winning that second quarter 17-9. This quarter, though, right now, Rams 17-10. All the stats with thanks to our official stats partner, the TAB. Here's Daron Rakawa.
We can't forget, they've had a majority of the shift in this game without their point guard, without Taylor Britt. We can see over there, he's got that nervous energy to get back out there, and such a big part of this team. So with them up 7 right now, and him only having played just over 11 minutes with 2 points, they should be very, very happy with how they're sitting.
Gee, I'll tell you what, he's got a hefty scratch on that right arm at the moment, Hiram Harris. Talking about the way he battles away, he's been in a scrap tonight, hasn't he?
He's someone that you want on your team. As a teammate, you want someone that's going to go to war for you every single night. And you can guarantee every time he steps out there with that Hawks team, he's got his team's back.
Someone out there's got some decent fingernails.
Who is it?
I don't know. Do you want to check? You got time at 3/4 time to
Does wander out.
get around? Harris puts the first away. And the second won't go down. So that margin at 6. Nothing in it. Quinn Clinton on the floor at the moment for the Rams. Taylor Britt sitting with 4 fouls. Baxter Jr.'s been involved in everything. Good pass inside Isaac to Wynyard to Tagovailoa, just reaching around, called for the foul. Been impressed with this young man, Josh, to Tagovailoa tonight.
Been impressed with how he's going about it. We touched on it very, very briefly in that second quarter. With this squad, he doesn't need to come out here and have 15 points, 20 points, 25 points for him to be productive and have an input on this game. On the defensive end, the hustle plays, the extra plays that he can give this team. And he has done that tenfold. He's made it hard for Ty Wynyard. He's battled with him. He's made them turn the ball over. Very impressive first half.
Wynyard 12 and 6. Again, the Hawks looking for that heads up full court play. Nearly came off earlier tonight. Ngatai now for 3. That would have been nice. Foul here called on Denham Brook. And it's a clumsy foul in the end, Brook Rusco, because Troy Baxter Jr. will pick himself up and walk the length of the floor back to the TAB line. GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. Not much doubt about that.
Yeah, and you're right, clumsy foul. And went for the ball and tried to pull out of it, but it was just a second too late. And puts Baxter back at the line, and it's got a nice shot. It's got a nice stroke. Can fly. But also gives them that chance to get past that mental toll of, oh, we're back to double digits. Can we chip away? It's a big 2 minutes on both sides here.
You talked before about Hiram Harris being a former teammate of yours. We had a good discussion on the way here tonight about former teammates. Not mine, yours. And you mentioned your favourite teammate of all time and the lessons that he taught you.
Yeah, LeBron James. No. Yeah, Mika Vakona and Dylan Boucher. I was very lucky to play with two of the greatest players that have ever played basketball here in New Zealand. And we see Hiram attack one more time. I was very, very lucky, though, to be around those guys and pick their brains and be at training and set a million off-ball moving screens and just to be a part of it. And one time I thought it'd be a good idea to fight Mika Vakona, and that didn't go very well.
Denim Brook for 3.
He actually chokeslammed me and then picked me back up because he felt sorry for me and patted me on the bum and said, "This ain't for you, my boy."
And you said after that incident he actually had more respect for you.
It was either respect or he felt sorry for me. I'm not sure.
Ball inside. Ty Wynyard, oh, good hands. Jordan Nartai. Can they add another basket here? Denim Brook just nailed a 3. Now Nartai goes to work. Hand in there by Clinton. Drawing the foul. Nartai. How important is he down the stretch here tonight if the Hawks are going to get this one?
I like to take. Ethan Rusbash does a great job of running to the corners. You have to respect him, and that's why it makes it harder for you to defend this fast break. What do? Do you stay with Ethan? Do you pick up the ball? You always have to pick up the ball earlier. Got a little bit late. Jordan Nartai was already at the free throw line. Put his head down, got to the free throw line off the back of a foul.
Timeout here. So Jordan Nartai will have some time to think about it. A product of Mana College. Tall Blacks debut, of course, in 2013, going at 19 points a game this season. If you like the Hawks jerseys, if you like the Rams jerseys, check out the New Balance team merch. Shop online now. There's the QR code. You can get in there and have a look for some of your favourite team gear and load up for the season.
I'll frame it better. We talked about the uniforms
We're
before.
not getting back to the pinstripes,
We'll go back to the pinstripes. Here's the thing, okay? It's like if you're going on your first date, you want to do something to set yourself apart. Everyone's done everything else that everyone else has done.
This is going to be fun.
The reason that I like the pinstripe just a touch more
is
I haven't seen it in a long time. Makes me go, oh, wow.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, you stepped out of your comfort zone.
Okay.
You're doing something a little different here.
Okay.
Not that those uniforms are bad. Not at all. Everyone looks slick. The reason that I lean towards the tuatara is that they've just done something a little bit different.
You don't strike me as somebody who would live inside a comfort zone all that often.
You got me.
Sells NBL, official stats partner, the TAB, heading down to three-quarter time here. And well, what do you think these two teams are going to be talking about down the stretch? What's important? What's going to get the win tonight? Rams lead it by 5 at the moment.
Well, the Rams need to go back to what worked for them in that first quarter. I know they were shooting the lights out of it, but what was working was great inside-outside action. They were getting through their sets well, and that's why I put it back to Taylor Britt. I know he doesn't score very much, but what he was doing was just controlling the traffic, was getting people to their spots. They were getting good looks. So they need to try and get back to that inside-outside. On the other end, just been chipping away. That's what this Hawks team has done. They've grinded this away. They've got it back to a 3-point game. They've been flirting with this 3-point deficit. Gone into a zone here. Just switch it up. I'd imagine after 2-3 passes, they'll go back into a man. Just junk it up a little bit.
And they do exactly that. Good call, Brooke Rusco. Firing away from deep, Wilson frame. Darling battling for it, so too Rusbach. Falls to Nartai. He's got 7 in the game now, Jordan Nartai. Inside the last minute.
I can't even lie, I felt pretty cool that I got that right.
You got it spot on. Are you saying it was a guess? You called it perfectly. That's why you're here. One of our experts in the Sal's NBL. What a play! Take a bow, the Taylor Hawks through hands. Denim Brook with the finish.
Hey, way to not give up on the play if you Denim Brook. Easily could have stood in the corner and expected that kick out, but the easiest shot is the dunk. Cut. Hiram Harris finds you finish on the rim.
Play of the night for mine. With a chance underneath. Wynyard. Whistle's gone though. GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. Look at this. Rakawa, Harris, Brook, bang.
That's beautiful basketball. You come off the on-ball, you dive quickly, drop pass. Hiram sums it up well, draws all the attention, hit your big man. dive into the rim and throw that bad boy down. Get up, young fella.
If that doesn't feature in the plays of the week, I'll be very, very surprised.
You know what that means, though? Is that there's 5 other good plays, and that's possible in this league.
Well, it's a good start to round 3. Sets the tone for what's to come over the next few days and nights as Ty Wynyard heads back to the TAB. Rams by 1, and they're still leading by 1. Just watching Hiram Harris, he is banged up tonight. I mean, he is wincing in pain during nearly every stoppage, isn't he? He's done some heavy lifting.
That's the way he plays the game. Such a contact player, doesn't shy away from the contact. That's why he shoots so many free throws. It's going to be a part of it. Next morning he's going to have some bangs, some bumps and some bruises. But the way he plays the game, he does it the right way. He's going to have some bumps and bruises.
Shot clock off. Last shot, you would think, for this very experienced Hawks team. Natai in the corner just saying, hey, let's hold it up here. Let's use the time. At 8, at 7. Here he goes. Rakawa walking into trouble. He's fouled, though. So clever. He's even breathing a sigh of relief there. He'll take it.
Yeah, I think even he knows. He got stuck there in between the rock and a hard place. They did a good job surrounding him, making it tough for Jerome, but put his arms out, stretched out, found the contact, and gets to the free throw line.
He's one of those players, Jerome, that his facial expressions and reactions to situations usually tell you what's going on very honestly.
One thing I love about Jerome is he won't back down from the fight.
No,
too.
absolutely not.
The going gets tough. He'll step up and want it more.
Ties it up. 3.9 to go. Of course, he was huge in the 2020 showdown. Last shot you would think here for the Rams. Clinton, or nearly, very, very close for Quinn Clinton. But how about this? We are set up for a Thursday night thriller in the Sal's NBL. A quarter to play. All tied up. Hawks and the Rams don't go.
Frame it. Some people will look at it a nightmare. Oh my God, I can't. This happened to us the other day. Or it's a dream. This is what you hope for. This is what you play for. You get excited for these moments. So we'll see how they bounce back in this quarter. Rams are looking for a bounce back win as well.
Yeah, let's not forget the Jets got them by 4. So these two teams out for redemption tonight. It's a big round for the Rams. They've got to take on the Bulls on Saturday, that 5 p.m. game at Pullman Arena. Right now, though, there's a game to be won. And dare we say it, lost. Good work in the end, Wilson frame on Denham-Brook. By the way, Denham-Brook has moved to 12 points in the game, so he's making his presence felt tonight. Got to play some defense here and does well on Baxter Jr., who in the end is fouled on his 3rd attempt. He's off to the TAB. Harris has 16 points, 7 rebounds. Denham-Brook with the 12. Orokawa has 13 points. For the Rams, Tevin Brown, who had 11 points in the first quarter, is stuck on 13. Ty Wynyard has 13 points. And Troy Baxter Jr. here on screen has 10 points and 8 rebounds.
Yeah, and he's done a good job of getting to the free throw line.
And 3 blocks, by the way.
3 big blocks.
Big blocks.
First points will go to the Rams.
3 highlight blocks, but he's done a great job of just getting to the free throw line. He's shooting 3 of 11 right now. But at the line, he's 5 of 7. Staying aggressive, not giving up on plays. Quick hitters as well, making the rest. Made calls on that one. It was a quick look up. Put his head down, got to the rim. Picked up that rebound as we see Hiram Harris make his way to the bench, and can't imagine he'll be there for very long. And some good sources have told me. You see a great slip right there. Some good sources have told me that the off-season for Hiram Harris has been in his favor. That's what I will say.
Whistle's gone. I know I mentioned it a couple of times earlier, Brooke, but 5 minutes into this game tonight, 5 minutes, the Rams led by 17.
Yeah, sometimes it's fool's gold. You get those big leads and you think you're going to blow the game out and just take your foot off the throttle just a touch. But once this Hawks team got back into it, this Hawks Bay team got back into this ball game, I like the Rams fight to not give up, to keep throwing punches, to keep staying in it. That's how we got ourselves a 2-point game right now.
Baxter Jr. converts the second. And now the Hawks down by 3. Long way to go in this game. Every second counts. We saw that on this very court last Saturday night. What a thrilling finish that was. The Airs getting up with the last shot of the game. Will we see Sky City player timeouts play a part as they did last week? Shot clock here at 3. Kenny forced to go over. Baxter Jr. The team in white wins out. And back they come again. Taylor Britt continues to sit with 4 fouls, which is why Quinn Clinton's out there. Kicks it back out. Walter Brown, big play for the Rams.
Big play. Feet was set. Shot looked beautiful. Big shot. Great penetration. Find your shooter. Way to connect.
Now, what's the call here? Contact, no whistle. There is a whistle. I think it's going to be a Rams ball. Judd Flavel thinks it's his. He's calling travel. In the end, Derone fell out of play. Foul was called. So it is going to be a Hawks ball. Got a feeling maybe Melanie O'Connor came in from the other side of the floor there. Is that how you saw it?
Yeah, I think she saw something that maybe 2 refs missed. I think it's the right call, though.
Well, the fans certainly thought it was the right call.
That's my question for the Hawks. Late in games, the games are close. Who's your guy?
I'm going Hiram Harris every day of the week. His performance against the Bulls in the opening game that we saw, his last 10 minutes there were just sublime. He's off the floor at the moment, by the way. But I'm going Hiram Harris. Why, who are you going?
I don't think they...
Oh, how about that? Baxter Jr. stole the ball away from Ethan Rusbatch like a bad boy doing some bad things down the street corner and flushed it down. Look at that.
And we talked about it. He just hasn't given up on plays all night. Second chance points. Getting back to the free throw line.
That's chipping away. That was like taking away the favourite toy from your baby brother. Hey? Orokawa running into trouble, turning it over. No, came off the hand of Walter Brown. And how about the Rams now starting this last quarter? They're out by 8.
And nothing flashy, nothing special. Just chipping away. Getting stops down one end. Not giving up on plays down the other end. Fighting through it. Getting to the free throw line. Second chance plays. Second chance options. And it's got them this lead.
You talked earlier tonight, Brooke, about the importance of Baxter Jr. off the bench. Offensive foul called here, so the Hawks are going to hand it back. They won't be happy about that. Baxter Jr. off the bench tonight, just under 16 minutes, 15 points and 11 rebounds, 3 blocks. How important has he been?
Yeah, huge. And just to have that punch, that athleticism coming off the bench. You got 2 imports coming off the bench. Very rare in any league that you have that opportunity, that chance to have guys come off the bench. And not sulk about coming off the bench.
Here he is again. Short with his shot. Hawks with some work to do. Opening minutes of this last quarter have belonged to the visitors. Urakawa loves the pull-up too, and yet again just showing his class. Speaking of players off the bench tonight, he's continuing to do what he's done for the Hawks so far this season. Foul on the rebound, it will be a Rams ball.
Yeah, he's up to 15 points now on just 8 shots, 6 from 6 from the free throw line, and that's a tough shot. Contested, mid-range, going to his left. His sweet spot's that elbow. Just a classy player.
What I love about Daron is when his team needs him the most, he just comes up clutch, doesn't he?
Well, that's where late in games, I would have him in on-ball situations. Maybe with Hiram Harris.
With Hiram Harris.
Yeah.
Yep. No, I'm with you on that.
And because the shooters that they have, they'll find their shooters. And you have to stay at home with their shooters too.
The battle tonight between Ethan Rusbach and Tevin Brown has been a lot of fun as well. Defensively, they've been going at it all night. Nearly getting the roll. Oh, Walter Brown doing the heavy lifting underneath on the putback. And he's drawn the foul as well. Max Darling appreciative of that. They're up and about the Rams. GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. Baxter Jr. with the miss. Look at the work there from Walter Brown, the 19-year-old, calling for the foul, got the whistle. He's at the TAB.
And a late call, but the right call. And a big call too, because that's foul number 5 on Jordan Hunt. Just over 10 minutes tonight. It's just been sitting in foul trouble. Couple points. Brown just didn't give up on the play. Bright future, only 19 years of age, playing huge minutes in the NBL and doing a great job.
Well, that's a big blow for the Hawks with Jordan Hunt sitting. Jared Kenny also on 4. I think he's already been fouled out of 2 games this season of their 3. Jared Kenny. And also Hiram Harris on 4. Here is Harris. Leaves it behind. Nartai there to finish it off. They needed that, the Hawks.
That's that high on ball that we're talking about. Ball rotation, get it to the other side. You can't help off Ethan. Pocket pass down to Hiram. Fumbled the ball, but stayed aggressive.
Nartai's picked up one here. He moves to 3 fouls. Put his hand up straight away. And that's also their 4th team foul for the quarter. So Rams in the bonus for more than 6 minutes here. In fact, that might be their 5th. That's the way it looks. As Baxter Jr. saddles up to the TAB, he's ready to go, and he's going to get 2. So this last quarter, everything coming up roses right now for the Rams.
And that man's back at the free throw line. And Jordan Nartai hasn't been happy with how these fouls have been called in there so far in this 4th quarter, and just said, hey, that's a foul.
9 of 12 tonight from the line for Baxter Jr. Has 17 in the game.
Hit 20 the other night as well. And just come down to New Zealand and showing how good he is.
Here's Harris hooking and cooking and drawing the foul. Hiram Harris. We've seen him do this so many times in the past. GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. Nice footwork there from Harris. He loves picking games up by the scruff of the neck down the stretch. He's done it so many times for this Hawks team. And again, he's pushing himself to the limit tonight.
Yeah, I don't think you heard me before when I said some very good sources have told me that free agency has been good to him. I can't say more than that.
So, free agency at the moment. Not
with the
signed,
ANBL.
Not signed in the ANBL. So you're telling me there's some very keen eyes on him right now in the Sal's NBL. Is that what you're saying?
the ANBL, where he's with the 36ers.
Yes. He's a free agent right now.
He's a free agent right now.
Yes.
I just know that free agency has been good too.
Okay. I'm sure I'll find something out when we go off air tonight. Harris misses the second. Walter Brown with the rebound. Oh, Hiram needs to be careful there. He's on 4. They can't afford to lose him. Jordan Hunt already out of the game. Just 2 points tonight for Jordan Hunt. Oh, hello. Quinn Clinton. And all of a sudden, the Rams by 11. Rusbatch, they need that. They won't get it. How about the start to this last quarter?
Some of those shots, those threes, the players who haven't scored too much in the game, those are backbreakers. Huge shot.
16-5 run.
And I love that he stepped up, took his opportunity and drilled it.
Foot on the throat. Tevin Brown gets up. Good defense, Harris. Would you expect anything less? And again, he's copped another knock. It's going to be a Rams ball.
And I know we're throwing superlatives at Hiram all game long. But that's a tough rotation for him to get at. Picking up the D on one side with the post. Ball gets kicked out. One dribble to the rim and Hiram's there. Just wait and not give up on the play. You're down 11. You're coming off a huge loss. Agonizing buzzer beater. He hasn't given up, man.
Well, let's talk about this team. What have they done well? What have they done right tonight? We talked about it when we were preparing before we came on air. They've had 2 home games to start the season, the Rams. A win against the Airs, and it was a good win. And then they had that loss against the Jets. We were talking about the fact that sometimes teams really relish the chance to get on the road for the first time, spend some time together, away from training, away from practice, away from familiar surroundings. Just get on the road, be brothers, get out there and enjoy some time together away from the court. They're on their first road trip of the season, the Rams.
Yeah, and you can lose all the outside noise as well. It's just you guys. There's 14 of you versus an entire city. And you're right, galvanizes a team that can come together. I feel like I've seen 2 different Rams teams in this one game. They came out and they showed that class, that quick hit, what they can do. They had 33 in that first quarter.
Which they're doing right now in this last.
And they've come back and they've found that again. We've got 16 points right now with 5 to go in this fourth quarter. But in the second and third, they had to scrap it out. They had to grind.
Back underway. Inbound, 2 seconds on the shot clock. Tevin Brown fires away. He's gone cold since the first quarter. Came out firing on all cylinders. Here's Harris again. Out to Rokawa in the corner. Kenny to reset the table. What can he do here? Lays it off inside looking for Harris. Unlucky set up there for the Hawks. And the Rams get it back.
And just a little messy there. Fell out of their action, weren't sure what they got to. At that moment, you probably want Jerome to come out high and get the high on ball, or keep it in Jared Kenny's hand and get that high on ball. Just ended up being a lot of standing and watching to close out that play and ends up in a turnover.
We saw the Hawks win 2 on the road in round 1. We saw the Bulls win 2 on the road in round 2. The Rams and the Tuatara are both on the road for a double in round 3. Can they do the same? Baxter Jr. picks it up out of the gutter, fires away. Look at Walter Brown, the young man, battling away, surrounded by black singlets. Impressive stuff. Couldn't get the basket in the end. Good signs, though, if you're a Rams fan. Kenny off the glass gets the drop. Margin at 9. 4 minutes to play. We know this Hawks team won't go away.
And there was a huge turnaround. Looked like Brown might have had a bit of contact down there, didn't get the free throws, and Jared Kenny goes down and gets the layup. It's a 4-point play.
Deep 2. Brown with the miss. Harris with the rebound. Back the other way. Rusbatch catches, fires away. Did Tevin Brown get a hand on that? Doesn't matter. Didn't go out of play. Did look like there was a touch on it. No call, though, because the ball stayed in play. It just felt like everyone stopped then.
No, I think the siren went off and everyone looked to the side.
Well, we are going to get a stop
here
now. Yep. So we're just going to get this reset and re-looked at.
One thing that has been huge for this Rams team These are valuable minutes that Quinn Clinton has come out here and controlled the team with. Taylor Britt spent a lot of time on the bench. And I would have thought as the Hawks made a very small run.
Timeout here, by the way.
That they might look to get Taylor Britt out there, but it doesn't look like it. And these are huge minutes as the season goes on, to know that you can trust your backup point guard to go out there, hit that big three. It's getting his guys in spots, and then maintaining this lead. If anything, they've grown the lead since he's been out there. So Quinn Clinton, take a bow.
Hoopheads Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. on Sky Sport. Also Thursday night, 6:30, leading in to our big Thursday night game every week
so nice
in the Sal's NBL. You watch it both times?
Oh, without a doubt. It's the only thing that I have saved on my my Sky Dakota.
Come on, come on. You're just being nice to me now. Quinn Clinton, by the way, Christchurch High School, Christchurch Boys High School, played with the Junior Tall Blacks in 2017 and was a development player with the Breakers in 2017-18. So he knows his way around a basketball court.
Yeah, and it looks like it tonight. He's been given the keys to close out this game. Taylor Britt generally does it. He's been in foul trouble this whole game. He's out there to close it out.
Had a nice little college career as well in there, Quinn Clinton. And as you said, taking his opportunity tonight.
Tell you about taking your opportunity. Walter Brown has taken his 30 minutes, 10 points, 10 rebounds. Hasn't forced anything, only put up the 7 shots. Defensively, he's done a pretty sound job.
Yeah, double-double tonight, and he was one of the players we talked about for possible breakout seasons, and he's showing exactly why this evening in Hawke's Bay. Tevin Brown may have travelled in there. I think he did. Well picked up by the officials. He started on fire tonight, Tevin Brown. He's been well held since. I spoke about that battle he's had up and down the floor with Ethan Rusbach. In fact, they've nullified each other a fair bit.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And you're right, he did come out and, man, he was firing on all cylinders. But what it does show is exactly what he's capable of. He can light up a quarter and give you 11 anytime.
Speaking of lighting things up and maybe just giving them a sneaky chance, Daron Rakawa continues to be a headache for the Rams. He moves up to 18 in the game, and probably no basket bigger than that one.
And they know how to close out games. They've got vets on this team. They're not going to be flustered.
Here they come. Baxter Jr. with the miss. Margin at 6. Plenty of time left. Daron Rakawa nearly gets the drop. He's back to the TAB, and make no mistake, Daron is here to play. Get out of his way.
And more importantly, it stops the clock. It allows you to get back and set up your defense. Daron gets back to the line. He's an efficient free throw shooter.
6 of 6 from the TAB tonight, in fact.
And loves these moments.
Averaged something like 24 points, 7 assists in the Sal's NBL Showdown in 2020. Played in the bubble, of course, in Auckland, when all the teams stayed at Sky City. Nails another couple. 8 of 8 from the line, and look at this, we're back to 4. Another thriller tonight. Maybe the Pettigrew Green Arena fans are in for a heart stopper. 2 in a row. There's Walter Brown, switches it right to left. Baxter Jr., good defense applied by Denham Brook, and that may have come off Denham Brook. It has.
But who was there? Walter Brown.
Will the shot clock reset here? Did it come off the ring?
I think it missed the ring. 4 seconds. They still have their chance.
I think we're just double checking here on the sidelines. Keep an eye on that shot clock. It is going to stay at 4. So they've got to move quick here, the Rams. They do. Tevin Brown nearly slipped up and under. Hiram Harris, who else? Picks it up. Off they come, the Hawks. 4-point margin. Just over 2 to play. They resettle. Jordan Hunt out of the game. Nowhere to go. Rakawa, Denham Brook now. Judd Flavel screaming for a walk. Shot clock at 6. Here he is, Mr. Clutch himself. Great pass inside. Big block. Tevin Brown called for the foul. Denham Brook off to the TAB. Big play for the Hawks. GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. There's the foul. Left arm in the back. And Denham Brook, speaking of playing good minutes, How's he been tonight?
Huge. 12 points off the bench. 34 points off the bench for this Hawke's Bay team.
Makes the first.
And they just went back to that simple high on ball with Daron. Normally it'd be Hiram Harris. The angle wasn't there. Brought out the opposite big. He made that pass look easy with the left. Find the big rolling. Got it to him on the money. Hits the 2 free throws. We've got a 2-point ball game.
The former Bull. I reckon you're going to make that one in a moment. Wait for the scoreboard to update. Or is it at 2? 1:47 to play. Rams, slender lead. Came out firing to open this fourth quarter. Now the Hawks are back in it. The margin is 2. Wynyard, haven't seen much of him in the last. That'll do the job though. Margin back to 4. 90 seconds to play.
This is bread and butter. Bang with that left shoulder. Find a little bit of space. Hook shot going right.
15 points for Ty Wynyard. Maybe none as important as that one. Rusbatch does get it to go off the glass. Big play from Ethan Rusbatch, the skipper. And it's at 2.
Hasn't had many openings this game, saw a sliver of a lane.
Dare I say it, both teams still have their Sky City player timeout. There was a big arm in there from Ty Wynyard. He's called for the travel. Very lucky not to wear the offensive foul. GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. There's the arm into the chest of Hiram Harris. Turnover. Hawks get it. And believe it or not, they got a chance to take the lead here.
Yeah, and it's the lesser of 2 evils there. Did get away with that forearm shiver. Looked like a turnover was coming though. If they got that ball and they got out and ran, who knows, you find Ethan Rusbatch with your defense struggling to set up. So if you're gonna turn the ball over in this situation, foul's much better. You can set up your defense and align the troops.
Nervous times for the local fans. Gee, they love a heart stopper in the Bay, don't they?
I've known Everard for a long, long time, and he's been holding on to that top piece of here very, very well.
At the moment,
these games keep up like this.
At the moment, that's right.
Everard, I'm praying for you.
Here he is, 3-point up. No, doesn't drop for Rakawa. Tevin Brown with the rebound. Thought he was calling a Sky City player timeout there. They settle it down. They lead by 2, 37 left in the game. Welcome to round 3. Oh, Nartai strips it away. Off he goes, hands it off. Easy basket, Hawks. Game's tied up. How about that, Jordan Nartai?
A little lazy on the pass. Jordan's a good defender, he's strong. Got in the lane, tipped it out. Tied this game up.
Wilson frame, shot clock just inside the game clock. No sign of a timeout. Here we go, Wilson frame. He'll go it alone. He'll go it alone. Back of the iron. Sky City player timeout. Jordan Nartai, heads up play. Straight onto it, turn to the referee. And again, we're starting to see the effect that the Sky City player timeout has in the Sal's NBL, and it's going to give the Hawks a chance to win it with the final shot of the game. Gee, a week's a long time in basketball, Brooks. Same scenario last week. It went against the Hawks. Now they've got the front running.
Redemption. This is their chance at redemption. They've got 30 seconds here. They can't go and talk to the coach, but this is where they're lucky. They've got players who have been around the block. They've played a lot of basketball together. They know where to be. They know what to do. They know where to go. They don't need a lot of time.
Who gets it? Who gets it? We saw Rusbatch in the opening game. Opening game against the Bulls.
Absolutely. I go to Daron or I go to Ethan.
Here we go, 3.4 to play out of the Sky City. Player timeout, getting it, chance, Rusbatch, no, short timeout, no, nothing. Of course no timeout, it ended up falling to Nartai. That's it, we're going to overtime. I thought maybe for a minute the Rams would get their hands on the ball and call a timeout, but it fell to Nartai, and we're going to OT.
I like the look. That's the guy that you bet the house on. He's already proven this year that he can hit a 3-win, and that is the most, and send it to overtime. That's your money man. He's been with this team for a long time. We've got an open look. It's not going to get much better than that. Make or miss. Just came up a little bit short, but if you're a Hawke's Bay Hawks team member or a part of the squad or the fans, you like the look that you got.
Let's see if we can pull up the GJ Gardner-Holmes replay on that last play. Tied up at 81 apiece. Out of the player timeout, the Hawks with the last shot. It was a big pass across court. Denham Brook, smart enough to knock it down to Ethan Rusbatch, who took the shot, came up short. And I thought for a split moment, we may have been looking at a similar scenario last week with a Rams rebound and player timeout. Here it is, 3.4 in the game. You'll see here, big pass looking for Denham Brook coming off that baseline screen. Got it to Rusbatch, and I thought for a moment Tevin Brown's going to catch it here and call a player timeout. The Rams with one, they leave that on the shelf. Natai couldn't put it back, and we're in for some extra hoops on a Thursday night.
Doesn't get much better than this. Went for a little bit of a confusion action there. They had space. If Jordan Natai cut, big front cut, and got to that post, he would have had 3 seconds on the block, which is plenty of time for him to go to work as well. And that's always hindsight. And hindsight's the most beautiful thing when you talk about the game of sport, the game of basketball.
How big is the Jordan Natai steal at halfway?
Let's keep them in this ball game. Let's keep them alive.
Absolutely.
Let's give them a chance to win this one. And it's an interesting call here. What do you do with Taylor Britt? You know, now do you bring him back?
Got to bring him in.
Back into this game.
Gotta
I
bring
would as
him in.
well.
Have to. Two things to remember here. Two things to remember in timeout. Both teams each get a Sky City player timeout again. So you get a reset, you get one each. And team fouls, 2 is what you get. So as soon as you get to a third team foul in the overtime period, you're in the bonus.
And both teams need to think about the last game that they just had as well. And especially if you're this Hawks team and you watch that game against the Airs, you don't know how you feel about their shot. Was there enough time? Did he get it off in time? Don't give the refs a chance to make that call. This is where you need to come out, throw that first punch. Canterbury's coming off a loss against the Jets as well. Come in here. Show them that you've been doing the dishes. When we say doing the dishes, that means that you've been working in the off-season.
Which you do a lot of at home, I've heard. A lot. Wilson Frame, by the way, has gone into the point guard position, so no Taylor Britt. Overtime tonight, Thursday night action in the Cells NBL. Hope you're enjoying it. Ty Wynyard blocked. Natai coming up with another big play. Foul called mid-court against Walter Brown. That's his second tonight. He's had a big game, 10 and 10, 4 offensive rebounds for young Walter Brown.
Sometimes the call doesn't go your way, Mr. Brown.
I'll tell you what, if the rest of round 3 lives up to what we've seen tonight, strap yourself in. Just going to reset this. Court commentator was interesting then. Just a sly little dig at Walter Brown. Turned around and said, hey, sometimes it doesn't go your way, Walter Brown.
Like home court advantage.
Maybe Walter Brown will remind him of that in 4.5 minutes' time. If the Rams get up, they've got some work to do. So too the Hawks, who are back in this one. Turnover. Tevin Brown, good hand in the lane. Here they come, the Rams. Started the last quarter on fire. Turnover, no. They hold it. Shot clock counting down. Rams led by 17 points tonight after the first 5 minutes. Hiram Harris lucky to avoid contact, or avoid the whistle, I should say, because there was plenty of contact. And a miss there for the Rams.
You get back to the basics. Get this high on ball. Or post Jordan Natai. Don't overcomplicate it. Second side, there's that high on ball. Let Jerome go to work.
Rakawa right
Good
there
defense.
with it. Yeah, great defense. Jared Wilson Frame forcing the turnover. And how about the move here from Judd Flavel? He's got Taylor Britt sitting. He's got Quinn Clinton sitting. And he's put Jared Wilson Frame into the one.
Well, one thing that we noticed with the Sydney Kings that they went on and they won the ANBL is they had a lot of their bench players playing big minutes during the season. And these are huge minutes for some of these guys to be playing right now. And who knows, at the end of the season, they can come back and help them and eventually win that goal.
Here's Max Darling putting the pressure on Hiram Harris. Up and over. Hiram Harris. Now, foul's being called here. It's going to be on Denham Brook. Hiram Harris hands the ball back because he knows that would have been his 5th. Just a wry grin in there. I think he was happy to see the number 10 go up. How about this man, Everard Bartlett chewing the gum? Has that been worked over tonight?
It's baptism by fire. There's one way to come into the NBL and begin your coaching career. Everard's been in this league for years and years and years. He's a pillar, he's part of the furniture with this league, but he's completely separate.
He has walked 17 kilometres up and down that sideline tonight.
Oh, he's walked more in this game. He's put in more steps than the last season that he had. But he's doing something right. These boys are playing these games, they're staying in these games, they're fighting for their coach.
Big shot here, Denham Brook. Walter Brown, 11th rebound of the game. Rams by 2.
And I really like Walter Brown. Doesn't force anything. Always seems to be in the right spot at the right time. Doesn't give up on plays. Knows where he's supposed to be. He's been great tonight.
Are you saying Everard Bartlett didn't play too much in his last season? Is that what you were saying?
No, it was more the pace that Ev was running at last year.
Oh, Jared Wilson frame. He has been incredibly important down the stretch here tonight. Rams out by 4 now. Here's Rakawa with the answer. Again, Derone comes up. 24 in the game for him now.
He's doing such a good job of getting deep in the paint.
Pressure up the floor. Wilson frame had an open look. He elects to bring it back out. 2.5 to play, overtime tonight.
Some deep breaths going on here right now.
Tevin Brown will fire away. Too deep on that one. They get another chance though. Wynyard with the rebound. And they settle it down again. Everyone prepared to just gather their breath. Go again. Wilson frame. Tevin Brown on the move. Gets through traffic. Runs into traffic. Good enough off the glass. They're out by 4 again.
And huge finishes. Don't forget where that came from. Second chance points. Ty Wynyard. Long rebounds. Chase that bad boy down. Got them a chance. And they converted. It's big on the road in overtime.
Rakawa has been a star. Can't put it away. Usually bread and butter for him, but again, an offensive rebound. Natai comes up with it. And they'll go again, the Hawks.
And you're so right. I think everyone kind of stopped because they thought that that was good. Deep in the paint. Float game was soft. Just came off the back of the iron.
Doesn't miss many from there, does he? 7 of 13 shooting tonight for this man. Played 32 minutes. Another overtime period in the Sal's NBL. Rakawa, Baxter Jr. in front of him. Draws the contact so well. Clever play. Derone Rakawa off to the TAB, limping his way there. And he's got a chance to close this back to 2.
There's going to be some sore bodies after this. Some ice baths are going to be heavy after this. That's what you want. Start of the season. Showing what you're about as a team, as a unit. The fight, the dog that you guys have in it. I've never seen more games in overtime.
Been a great season so far. It's only just started to. 8 of 8 from the line tonight, Derone. Such a big game for these two teams, both coming off narrow losses. Both looking to get back into that winner's circle. Rams with another game to come on Saturday against the Bulls. A big road double for them. A win here tonight would be huge for the visitors. And then, of course, the Hawks, after that dramatic loss last week, the cliffhanger on the buzzer. How good would it be for their fans to see them bounce back here? Inside the last 80 seconds, overtime. Will it go into double overtime? Margin of 2 now. 10 of 10 from the line, Derone. Wilson frame has hit a couple of big ones. That one in and out, loose ball. Walter Brown, yet again.
Just not giving up on anything. These are huge.
Goes again, Wilson frame. Off the glass, gets the call.
But what does it come down to once again? Offensive rebounds. It's back-to-back possessions. In overtime, you just can't have it. You have to box out your man early. Put that forearm in that chest. Slow him down. Don't make it a fight up in the air. Do your work early. Go and secure that ball. and go down the other end and get a bucket. Back-to-back plays. So when you got the first one, Walter Brown bats that one out. They have a chance to go back to the free throw line and make this a 4-point game.
Walter Brown, 10 points, 12 rebounds, 5 offensive boards tonight. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to need a large cheese pizza after this one. There's the code, HOOP. Well, thanks to Sal's, the super special in round 3, the $25 large cheese pizza available with that code through till next Wednesday. And I reckon I could go a few slices tonight. I'd give you a run for 8 at a time.
You know who could go a few slices and deserves a few slices is that man, Walter Brown.
Massive
And
tonight.
looking at those arms, you throw back a few of those, my boy. He's got such a bright future. The way he's played, that is a name that you're going to hear. And we should be excited about hearing his name. If he continues this, he's so young. Judd Flevel's been around this game for a very, very long time. He knows who can play. He's put this... Walter Brown's played 38 minutes tonight.
Been huge.
And Judd wouldn't put him out there if he knew he couldn't play. He's got a very, very bright future.
Hey, let's not forget, 8 games in the Aussie NBL with the Jackies as a 19-year-old.
And sometimes you need to find a home. You need to find a space that works for you. Not every team needs someone who can score 25 points. That's going to happen. But you think about your Dylan Bouchers, your Mika Vakonas, who were talked about in this broadcast. They just did their job, and they did it really, really, really well. As we see another offensive rebound.
And he's missed both their Wilson frame. So it keeps the margin at 2, but they get it back. He goes at it again, Wilson frame. Wants to get the game winners tonight, comes up short, and the Hawks again with a chance. Hiram Harris with the rebound. They reset, clock at 36. Now they put the foot down. They go hard to Hiram Harris. He puts it in. How did he get that through? Hiram Harris with the big basket. We're tied up.
They went to Daron, handoff to Hiram Harris, strong with that lift. That was good defense. Just finished through the upright contact. Nothing illegal about it. Good D, good finish.
Found a gap. Shot clock, 5 seconds inside the game clock. Tevin Brown now. He goes to work. He draws traffic. Shot isn't good. Hawks get it back. They've got to play a timeout. They use it. Smart play again for the second time tonight. Sky City play a timeout. There's the QR code. Ticket to the big game. 10,000 community group tickets to give away with thanks to Sky City. Get on board that. Get along to a Sal's NBL game. Your ticket to the big game with thanks to Sky City. And again, we're seeing the impact of heads-up play using the Sky City player timeout.
Now, what do you do here? That's the million-dollar question. If it was me, I'd get Ethan in some actions. Ethan would be the screener.
3.9, by the way.
Plenty of time. You make Ethan the screener. You make them choose. Do we stay? Do we slip? Is there miscommunication?
Double overtime.
It's definitely in the cards.
Rams have got a foul to give in this overtime period. Will we see double overtime tonight?
Running action here with Jordan Nartai and Ethan Rosbach. You pop Denham further out. Ty Wynyard has to stay with him. He's a shooter. He has to stay with him. There might be a slip.
Here we go. Your son might not see you to next Monday. Oh, turnover. Do they keep it in play? No. Oh, Max Darling. What a hand. Nearly forces the turnover. 2.6 left in the overtime period now. Gee, very, very lucky there for the Hawks. They've got another chance to get the winner in. Rosbach gets it back. Harris, no call. Play on, and that's it. Double overtime here in Hawke's Bay tonight. 2 chances to win the game for the Hawks have gone begging. Hiram Harris wanted the whistle. How did you see that one, Brooke Rusco?
I like the idea. Quite often, especially when you have a shooter like Ethan Rosbach, when you're marking the inbounder, you can turn your head, chase the ball, follow the ball. Hiram Harris cuts to the rim. Ethan found him, bobbled it, looked like contact. Here's what I will say. There was a call in the game between the Hawks and the Airs where I felt like it was the wrong call.
You're talking about at the end of the game?
At the end of the last game?
Yep.
It felt like it was the wrong call. And if I'm being honest with you, I felt like that would have been the wrong call too. So I like that there was no call there. From the angle that I was sitting at,
let it go.
I didn't see enough contact to call the game. I know if you hire him, you're extremely frustrated. Maybe there was some contact there.
Well, let's see if we can bring it up for you. GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. We'll see if we can bring up that last play again for you so you can have a look at the contact and make your decision at home. Of course, the foul you're referring to was Armon Fletcher last week for the Airs.
Exactly. But for me, I want the boys to win it. I want the players to win the game. Now, maybe we do see the replay and there's something that we didn't see.
Here we go, GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. In it comes, Rusbatch, Harris, maybe first contact there, Max Darling. No, you're not calling it?
I'm not calling that.
I'm with you. And there it is. I think Hiram Harris was saying his arm was collected there. But it doesn't matter. None of it matters right now. Look at Jared Kenny addressing the troops there in the timeout. Not timeout, sorry. Before we go back to double overtime. Here it is again. Rusbatch, Harris, watch Max Darling here. How'd you see that now that we've slowed it down?
He definitely got him. And we look at it from that angle.
And look at
it
Hiram
wasn't
there.
as clear cut as I saw it.
Look at Hiram.
And there was definitely a lot more contact there than the game that we were talking about with the Airs the other night. So where their frustration definitely stems from is a couple of nights ago, the shoe was on the other foot. Now we have a chance to get that foul and go to the free throw line and call it a game.
More to the point, can you believe this? What a night in the Cells NBL. Double overtime in Hawke's Bay. Rams got out by 4 points in that overtime period. And again, we saw a Sky City player timeout, almost delivering a thriller. Here's Hiram having a chat with Max Darling, maybe just saying, I think you got away with one there, mate.
Those are the best. You find yourself just having a little chat.
Look
You're
at
still
him,
telling them about
look
it.
at him, he's saying, this is where you got me. I'm telling you. Look at the mark in my arm. It doesn't matter. None of it matters right now because we're back underway. Big minutes tonight in the Cells NBL. Second overtime period. Jordan Hunt fouled out of the game. Just 2 points for him tonight. Taylor Britt, 4 fouls. Haven't seen him since. Rusbatch for 2. Oh, makes it. Ethan Rusbatch.
Tough shot. Good D. Fading to the right. Tough contest. It's a good shot.
Wynyard. There's a foul. Denham Brook. Of course, it'll reset again. Baxter Jr. 17 and 12 in the game. Tevin Brown has 15. Ty Wynyard 15. 10 points, 11 rebounds. Walter Brown has been massive. Hiram Harris with 19. Daron Rakawa has 26. Denham Brook has 14.
And there's still 4 minutes to go in double overtime, and foul trouble is the next question. Hiram Harris is sitting on 4. Jared Kenny on the bench at the moment has got 4. Ty Wynyard with the ball, he's got 4.
Turnover. Rakawa kicks it back out. Natai settles it down. Smart heads up play from the 30-year-old. They reload. They re-go. Hiram Harris wants his point guard. Walter Brown over the top of the screen. It allows Harris to slip through. Step to the basket for 2. Hiram with a big one. Margin at 4. And now the Rams have to chase.
And I think that needs to be their bread and butter. On balls. Daron, Hiram. If you're not going with that, post up Jordan Natai. Down this end, something similar. Get the big man down here. Quick hits. Find your shooters.
Darling can't convert from the corner. Chance goes begging for the Rams. The Hawks now with a chance to extend beyond this 4.
And the Hawks play at such a pace. They've really taken the air out of the ball, especially in double overtime.
Daron, bread and butter. Daron Rakawa, 28 in the game. Timeout called. Judd Flavel needs to chat to his Chargers. How about the game tonight from the Hawks number 88? Absolutely everywhere. And has he done enough now to lead the Hawks to what looked like 5 minutes into the game, an improbable victory tonight. Double overtime. Man, you gotta love the Sal's NBL. Here he is from the TAB pulling up. Take a bow. Daron Rakawa.
And you can't let him get to that spot. If you let him get to the free throw line off that on ball and there's no contest, you might as well put that 2 points on the scoreboard. He's been doing it for years and years, sitting on 26 right now. 5 assists. Only 1 rebound.
Oh, come on, man. Jeez, we'll have a look at that during the week.
But he's just taking control of this game. If he's not scoring, it's those pocket passes. Call them hockey assists. A lot of the time it's to Hiram or it's to Denham-Brook diving. And then they're finding their shooters if they're not finishing on the rim.
How cool has Everard Bartlett been tonight?
Oh, he's a cool customer. I was lucky enough to play with Everard as well. And just one of the coolest cats. Never really gets phased. Never too high, never too low.
Has barely raised a sweat. Tell you what, the nerves would be going overtime at the moment. Taylor Britt back into the game. Well, this is a big move now for the Rams. Ty Wynyard outside. Baxter Jr.'s back into the game. Nowhere to go. Good defense. Denham-Brook shot clock at 7. Corner. Walter Brown. No. Big rebound. The battle is on. They get after it. The big men. Jump called. Hiram Harris. Ty Wynyard. And I think this will come up with the Rams. It will.
And we know it's a 6-point ball game, but the swings in this game, the way it's been sitting on a pendulum all night, 6 points is like a 1-point lead in this ball game.
For the Taylor Hawks tonight.
Nartai, hands on his knees. Wynyard, hands on his knees. This game has had it all. They're putting in the hard yards tonight. 2:53 left in this second overtime period. If you've just joined us, it has been back and forward all night, and the Hawks get it back. Out by 6. They've got their noses in front. They had to come from behind in regulation time. They had to come from behind in the first overtime period. They had a chance to win it in both.
And both teams have done a great job of looking after the ball.
Oh, this would be massive for the Hawks. Oh, halfway down, Nartai.
But you love the look. But we're in double overtime. 2.5, halfway through double overtime. 13 turnovers from both sides.
Walter Brown getting up high, gets it back again. Rebound number 12. Can't put it away on the second effort. Whistle's gone. Who's been called for the foul here? In fact, it'll be a Hawks ball.
Call that a bucket.
They have. You're right.
Hit the net.
It counts. So margin at 4 now.
And not much of a fight. And arguing the call.
Big escape there. Big basket there in the end for the Rams. Still a long way to go. Harris doesn't get it off the glass. Good defense from Wynyard.
Yeah, good
Here
help.
they come. Tevin Brown has gone quiet, dumps it off. Walter Brown's been in everything. Oh, Walter Brown. How good has this kid been tonight?
NBL teams, take a look.
There he is.
And the Rams will bring it back
Bumping and
closer.
grinding. Walter Brown, the kid out of St. Bede's College in Christchurch, debuted for the Tall Blacks against Jordan last year. He has come up with massive numbers tonight with thanks to the TAB, and he's got a chance now to bring it back to just 1 point.
14 points, 14 rebounds. Make that 15. And what I love is that he wants the ball in the moment. This is double overtime. He's 19 years old. He's diving to the rim, calling for the ball. Make or miss. I love that he accepted the challenge and wanted the challenge. As Jared Kenny's back in this ball game.
Margin was 6, it's now down to 1, and look who comes up with it. Have a look who comes up with another basket. Rakawa moves to 30 in the game, and yet again, he pushes his team out by 3.
And they've tried to give him different coverages. They've tried to trap, they've tried to hard show. They've tried to stay in drops when Daron's in these on balls. And he's just picked it apart.
You're right, Walter Brown looks like he wants it. Ty Wynyard for 3. Oh, big tie. How about that from the big fella? Ties it up with 70 seconds to play. Offensive screen, Jordan Ngatai. The Rams have got themselves back into this one.
Chitty, chitty, bang, bang, Ty Wynyard, excuse me. Big three, ties it up in double overtime. They were down 6 just moments ago. It's now tied with a minute left.
Got a feeling the GJ Gardner-Holmes replay is about to crank right up as Ngatai gets his 4th personal in the game. Offensive rebound. Massive basket, Ty Wynyard. Is that his only 3-point attempt tonight? I reckon it was, yep. 95 apiece, 69 seconds to play. Here's Walter Brown.
And going back to a set that they started the game with.
Tevin Brown, can he deliver some magic? Gets a 2, comes up short again. Hasn't been his night since the opening quarter, and now the Hawks.
And a tough shot, dribbling fadeaway, mid-range jumper.
Jerome, 30 in the game, pulls up again. This occasion, Walter Brown comes up with the boards. Jerome missed everything in the end.
Got stuck between, do I bank it? Do I go for the floater? Missed it all, and Walter Brown grabs that rebound. He's up to 15 points and 15 rebounds.
Oh, the hands, Jared Kenny, great play. Baxter Jr. on the drive. They get it back here. It's their ball off the jump. Look at this, Jared Kenny. That is just years and years of experience right there. What a game.
Dylan Boucher is somewhere watching this game right now, and he saw that play, and that stimulated his smile so much. Great play. I like Baxter. He's done it all game long. Why fade away now? No, I'm going to put my head down, get the free throw line. I'm going to finish on the rim. Jared Kenny just matched him. Met him with his chest. Tied the ball up.
Oh, hang on a second here. It's a Rams ball, is it? Off that jump. No, Hawks ball. Got to be a Hawks ball. It is. Gee, I thought for a moment then. Were you with me then?
Not triple overtime.
Every Hawks fan at home just fell over for a second. 18 seconds to play. Second overtime period. We're tied up again. The Hawks yet again are going to get the final shot. For the 3rd time tonight, can they win it? Down to 5, down to 4, down to 3. Darone's fouled. No, he's called for the travel. Oh, wow. Timeout Rams. Darone called for the travel. GJ Gardner-Holmes replay on the way. What's your call? Brooke Rusco, you're going to be all over this.
Snake dribbles it, resets the screen. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a good call. Tevin Brown knew it straight away as well. Melanie O'Connor, referee of the year in 2022. That is a good call.
And the big difference here, a second to go, but the Rams have the coach. They've got Coach Judd Flavel to call this.
So what the Hawks don't understand here, they thought the Rams had called a Sky City player timeout. So they're saying, hey, you can't go to the bench.
Oh, no, they did.
I thought Judd Flavel called a timeout. I'm pretty sure Judd Flavel stepped up straight away and called a timeout, and he's saying that to the referees now. No, you got this wrong. I called the timeout. It's not a Sky City player timeout. I called it.
I think what's happened is he did call it, but Ty Wynyard called it
Same
first.
time.
Yeah.
Okay, so there you go. We've had a timeout called from the sideline and a Sky City player timeout. So now we've gone back and Ty's gone, no, I want a Sky City player timeout. Confusion reigns. And that's going to advance the ball with 1.4 seconds to go.
And this is where height might play a huge, huge factor. You got the athleticism.
So this is the confusion here. You can see the Hawks talking to the officials saying the Rams went to the bench, which you can't do in a player timeout. But what has happened here is one of the referees closest to Judd Flavel has called the timeout for the bench, whereas the referee closest to the ball has called the player timeout. So the player timeout has now been taken with thanks to Sky City. Advanced ball, 1.4 seconds on the clock. Second overtime period. Scores locked together for the first time coming out of a Sky City player timeout tonight. The Rams have a chance to win. Here we go. Lock yourself in. Wilson frame. No. Triple overtime tonight in Hawke's Bay. Wouldn't that have been a cruel finish for the Hawks given what happened just days ago off the hand of David Azor? And ladies and gentlemen, Brooke Rusco, we are headed to our third overtime period tonight.
What a ball game. 95, triple overtime.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I can do it with a Sal's Pizza.
Bring up that sales offer. I want it right now. Wow.
Now, it's cruel for me to sit here and say I don't like the look. It's tough. You don't have much time. You know.
Who do they bring in here, Brooke? He's gone. Just shrugging his shoulders there. Doesn't like the call. It doesn't matter.
I think you have to bring back in Wilson Frame, and they do.
Played some big minutes down the stretch, didn't he, Wilson Frame tonight? Baseline ball off that foul. Of course, it resets again. Bonus on the third team foul.
It's been some big minutes out here tonight. Jordan Natai is coming up on 48 minutes in this ball game.
Here's Hiram Harris. That Euro step again. Doesn't get it to drop off the glass. He's done that so many times tonight.
There's a chance for a couple of these guys, the Ethan Rusbatches, Walter Browns, some of these guys are extremely fit to take this ball game over.
Baxter Jr. for two. Rams out by 4 now.
And I expect him to have some big games this year. He's athletic, can get to the rim, can get to the free throw line, but he looks like he's got a sweet stroke.
19 in the game for Baxter Jr. Derone. Clever stuff. Who's this on?
I think that might be Ty Wynyard, and that might be his 5th.
If that's on Wynyard, he's done. It is.
As he ended up with 20 points and 10 rebounds. On 7-11 shooting.
Max Darling will come back in here. Ty Wynyard still on the floor. Let's just wait for this. Was it called on Walter Brown? No, that's it. So Ty Wynyard, who hit that massive triple in, what was it, overtime period number 2. Easy to forget, isn't it? Max Darling back in. So although the Rams lead by 4 in the opening 90 seconds of this third overtime period, fouling out Taylor Britt, fouling out Ty Wynyard.
Jordan Hunt fouled out a little bit earlier, and this is a real worrying sign.
Well, that seems like 2 hours ago.
It was. If you're the Hawks fans or this Hawks team, Jared Kenny sitting on 4, Jordan Natai sitting on 4, Hiram Harris is also sitting on 4, and Denham Brook has 5 as well.
Man, Derone 12 of 12 from the TAB tonight, margin of 2. Had he picked the ball up here, Troy Baxter Jr.? I think he had. He's off to the TAB now.
And I like how he just rips. Doesn't allow the defense to set up, doesn't allow you to get into your defensive position, even on the weak side. Gets the ball, rips, uses that athleticism, got a good first step. Big first stride.
Speaking of the TAB, someone's working overtime back there tonight as well.
Justin, who you got to win this game?
Oh, no, don't even ask. I've changed my mind about 13 times, I think. It's had everything. What a dramatic Thursday night in the Sal's NBL. Now, who was the foul called on then? It's Jared Kenny, so he's out of the game as well. Well, you'd have to expect in a third overtime period, there's going to be some players fouled out.
Yeah, and very close for a couple of these big-time players as well. Hiram Harris sitting on 4, Jordan Natai sitting on 4.
Well, it feels like Hiram Harris has been sitting on 4 for half an hour, longer.
We're on the other side. Besides from Troy Baxter Jr. at the free throw line right now, he's sitting on 4. They have a little bit more space down the other end. Walter Brown's on 2. Tevin Brown's on 2.
Second one misses, offensive rebound, guess who?
Which has killed them as well.
Walter Brown with another one.
I think that's 16 boards for him. 17 boards, excuse me.
And he's got 6 O-rebs tonight. How about young Josh Tautaga-Lavau into the game now? Baxter Jr. can't hit. Margin at 3. 3 minutes to play. Natai, no. Tautaga-Lavau gets up. And now the Rams settle again. Judd Flavel sweating bullets on the sidelines. Huge double for the Rams this round. Tevin Brown really hasn't been sighted since quarter time. He's got a chance now. Walter Brown off the glass. Good setup, Tevin Brown. And how about this young star tonight?
And he has made a name for himself tonight. Saw his defensive player turn his head, made the smart play. That's a smart basketball IQ play. Cut back door. Find him on the rim for the easy layup.
Natai, great setup. Rakawa handing it off. Margin back to 3. Just over 2 to play. I feel like I've said that 3 times already. I have.
And then quarter overtime number 2, excuse me. Hawks were up 6 at a similar point.
Tough shot, Troy Baxter Jr. Margin back out to 5.
But like we said in overtime number 2, the 5 feels like 1.
Walter Brown with the block. Came off the head, I think, in the end of Daron Rakawa. And the Rams get it back.
And they have so much trust in him on both ends now that they've put him on Daron. Now Daron has that length of Walter Brown. And he's young, he's 19, he doesn't get tired.
17 points, 17 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 blocks for Walter Brown tonight. See, he's going to have some fans back home. The boy from St. Bede's.
Oh, I'm a fan.
I think we all are. Here's Baxter Jr. again. Maxwell Darling nearly fumbled it twice. And in the end, maybe Tautaga-Lavau has fouled from behind.
That's a tough foul to cop up right there. 6 seconds left on the shot clock. You're down 5. You just have to keep your hands out of it at this point and tidy up their rebound, but they get another chance. It's looking messy there. 14 seconds now on the clock, and they set up once again.
Rams score here. It's going to make it incredibly tough for the Hawks. Wilson frame. Not only did they score, they landed a massive blow from outside the arc. Jared Wilson frame comes up with another big shot tonight.
Wow. Saw his man go under the screen. Had just the smallest amount of daylight. Rised up.
14 in the game for him tonight, Brooke. 4 triples, 4 of 12, in fact, from beyond the arc. And the Rams now seemingly in triple overtime within a whisker of what will be one of the most dramatic wins we have seen in the Cells NBL in quite some time.
Sorry, I'm lost for words. This game, the pizza that I can see on the screen, I just said rised up. What a ball game. It's a brutal league because these games are so close and it comes down to the smallest of margins at the end of the year. And these games are huge.
Massive. Both of these teams coming in off a loss.
A tough loss that the Hawks had to endure the other night. Buzzer beater in this very building.
It is so late. The only cars we're going to see on the road going home tonight are taxis and Ubers. That's how late it is. Maybe the late night bus. That's about it. What a game. 80 seconds to play. Rams by 8. Man.
You need a quick hit here. You don't necessarily need a 3, but it's going to go a long way. It will help you out a lot. Can't muck around with the ball too much.
Here we go. Massive play for the Hawks. One bounce, no. Brown with the rebound. Rusbatch on the miss. And will that be enough tonight for the Rams? Will they finally get there? Time is on their side. Scoreboard is on their side. They settle. They wait. They look. Opportunity coming now. 6 seconds to go. Wilson frame corner. They go back to Walter Brown. Yes! Oh, Walter! You're a star, kid. Walter Brown. How about that?
Let's change it to Walter Gold.
Oh, how good has this kid been tonight?
He put his hand up to apologise for the foul. Don't worry, boss.
Oh, foul as much as you want from here. 11-point margin, 40 seconds to play, 20 in the game, 17 rebounds, 2 blocks, 3 assists.
And the shot looks smooth. What a game.
Crowd is stunned.
And there's superlatives for Walter Brown, there's superlatives for Tyrone and how he's played. But this game itself, you can run out of superlatives. Amazing game from both sides.
Natai drops both, but the Rams in this third overtime period have been absolutely on fire. Rusbatch with the foul, and seemingly now the Hawks know that this one is done, and they had big chances to win it.
They had chances. They were up 6 in their second overtime.
Last shot of regulation time, last shot of first overtime.
You can go back to Hiram got fouled on that final play. Wasn't called.
Make some noise, Hawks
On
fans.
the arm.
We're still here, we're still in this.
Man, what a game. First one out for Tevin Brett. He can't believe his luck since quarter time. He came out and stroked some beautiful shots in the opening 10 minutes, and everything since has come up short, including those 2. Quick hitter here for the Hawks. Hiram Harris goes it alone. Meeting him at the rim, Walter Brown.
Who?
Yeah, we've said his name a few times tonight. Turnover, nervous times again. Natai, no, Harris underneath, off the glass, puts it in. Margin at 7. Timeout called by the Hawks.
Just to add to his stats, 23 now, 13 rebounds for Hiram Harris. He's played 50 minutes. Jordan Natai's played 52 minutes in this ball
Look
game.
at Hiram here. Have a look at him. Absolutely spent. What did you just say? 52 minutes.
52 for Jordan Natai,
Wow.
50 for Hiram Harris.
Look at
48
Hiram. Look at
for Walter
Hiram here
Brown.
on the bench. He is in serious pain at the moment.
He laid it out there. He put it all on the line. He played as hard as he could. He only knows one way. Full steam ahead. On the other side, Walter Brown has played the most minutes
Incredible.
for the Rams.
Incredible.
Would have played 49 minutes by the time this game's over. 20 points,
Some of the-
17 rebounds.
Some of the crowd's gone home. They're going to get up for work.
Stay up at this point.
No doubt they've rushed home and flicked the TV on to see if it's still going. I can assure you it is still going. Forget about the Sal's cheesy pizza. I'm starting to think about breakfast. What do Sal's do for breakfast? What's on
Leftover
the,
pizza's better.
what's on the menu?
You ever had leftover cells?
Couch?
Oh.
Couch pizza? Here we go. Jacob Murphy into it. Foul to Targa Laval. Tevin Brown will go back to the line. Missed his last 2. Doesn't matter from here. Tell you what, let's talk about this Rams team. What a win this is going to be.
Huge one. On the road to start your road trip, coming off the back of a loss. At home. You've got an athletic team. You've got a rising star in Walter Brown. You've pretty much done it without your captain tonight. Taylor Britt spent a lot of time on the bench.
Yep. Ty Wynyard also fouled out in this third overtime period.
And he had another good game. He
Yep.
coming off 35 points. He had 20 and 10 tonight.
Let them know we're still
This team is going to be dominant. This team is going to be... They're going to be around at the end of the year. They're well coached.
Tevin Brown's going to do some free throw shooting practice between now and Saturday night's game against the Bulls. Harris continues to go. Natai will get probably the last shot of the game. That's going to do us. What a game tonight in the Sal's NBL. This has been quite remarkable, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't fallen in love with this competition yet, welcome to the party, because all of New Zealand loves the Sal's NBL, and tonight is evidence of that. The Rams get home by 7 over the Hawks. in not one overtime period, not two, 3 overtime periods tonight in the Sal's NBL. Quite amazing. Let's have a look at the stats with thanks to the TAB. Brooke Rusco, I'm done. Talk us through it.
What a ball game. Jerome came off and just showed that punch that he has off the bench, and Baxter came off the bench as well. Hiram Harris did Hiram Harris things throughout this game. Ty Wynyard has shown his brilliance, he's shown that he's back. Body looks good, looks in shape. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of points when you go into triple overtime. On the other side.
Oh, here we go. W. Brown.
Mr. Brown, 17 rebounds to match his 20 points. Hiram ended up with 15. 6 assists for Daron.
Who was awesome tonight.
He was great off the bench.
Awesome.
Flying through these, but from top to bottom, the only thing that really matters at the end of this ball game is the W and the one that's in the column of who won this ball game. And Judd Flavel will be a very, very happy coach after that.
Amazing game. Amazing game. Look at the players. Look at the Rams. Games coming up tomorrow night. Sharks, Tuatara. Saturday doubleheader. Bulls and the Rams, if they can get up for it. Airs and the Nuggets. And, of course, on Sunday, Jets and the Giants. Saints and the Tuatara. Well, I hope you've enjoyed it. Just an amazing game of basketball. One of the best that we've seen in the Sal's NBL. Triple overtime tonight. The Rams get it by 7. Baxter Jr.'s half asleep.
That's how I feel.
He's gone.
I didn't play.
They all have. What a game. Sal's NBL is hot stuff. See you later. Jared Wilson frame. Rams fans are happy. We'll see you tomorrow night for more action in the Sal's NBL. Good night.